Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal.
Set a goal, yeah. Set a goal. Set your goals. Did you set your goals? Set your goals. That's all really bad. But y'all watch Beyonce. Y'all know what I was going for.
Oh, I just watched the Beyoncé in Houston. I just watched it on Netflix because
Jail. She needs to go to jail immediately. Somebody needs to lock her up. She will not be in community with us.
hi, and I loved it.
The cops are coming for you.
Good, good, good. I know. My friend Christina had sent it. She's like, "You haven't seen it?" I was like, "No." She sent it to me, and then I forgot to click on it. And then my husband was like, "Hey, the Beyonce performance is on Netflix. Let's watch it." And I thought, okay,
What's going on with you? Are you okay? Are you well?
I'm well.
Why would
I
you not watch Beyonce immediately?
I don't know. I don't know what I was doing. What day was it? Was it Thanksgiving?
Christmas.
Oh, it was Christmas. So it just happened. Oh, so I'm not that late to the party. I watched
You're
it
not
years
that.
ago.
If you don't see Beyonce when she opens up her mouth, you're late.
I know. I'm disappointed in myself, but I am going to forgive myself because I
Yeah,
can.
well, I'll let you know when the world decides that we're going to forgive you.
let
But
me
your
know.
forgiveness for you is all you need.
Really, that is what it's about. All right, Busy, tell them, what is Sip Ki? What's going on with this show?
Well, I'm supposed to remember this thing.
I
Hey,
know.
y'all, welcome to Sip Ki, the wonderful world of Sip Ki with Busy and Joleen. We're two best friends who live on the opposite side of the universe. We love each other very much, and we have a show about pop culture, news, gossip, and internet sensations and mess. We talk about any and everything all at the same time because both of our brains work really crazy. So sit back, relax, get yourself something to drink, and enjoy our ADHD on YouTube.
Yay! Have you diagnosed yourself with ADHD?
I have not diagnosed myself.
We said our ADHD.
Yeah, I have not diagnosed myself. I have something else that's diagnosed. It's definitely not ADHD.
Got it. All right. Well, hello to everyone in the chat. Hit that like if you haven't already. I did set a super chat goal. You know, they have the goals here on YouTube. Have you used those?
Yeah, I used it before. But the only time I've ever set a goal, nobody used it. When I don't set a goal, the people are like, money, money, money.
I know. That's so funny. Because YouTube, they started that recently. And you know, obviously when they have their new things, they encourage you to use them. So we set a super chat goal. If we hit it, it'll be a Ask Busy and Jolene anything. We cannot not answer. We cannot not answer. Now, I want to know, we should be able to gift memberships to our channel.
You've been saying this for the longest.
But I was looking up today how to do it. So let me see if it says you can do it while you're live. Okay, guys. And so, oh shoot. Okay, let me.
Well, while she's doing that, we want to say hello to some of the people who are here. Let me turn off. See, the group chat loves to go off when I'm live. Let me say turn that bad boy off. Okay. So while she's live, let's say hello to a couple of people who are here. What's up, Christy? I like Chris T. Okay, is it Christy's T or Chris's T? What's up, Daddy Disappointment? Hey, Pat, Party Rock. Come on, Party Rock in the house. That's okay. What's up, Cammy? What's up, Deborah? Do you say Deborah or Deborah? Because Deborah's the girl from Real Housewives of Potomac.
Deborah.
What's up, SM? What's up? Came away. I just said hey to you. Hey, Intergalactic Defender. She said she's sending me a gift in the mail. What's up, Kristen NZ? Hey y'all.
All right,
Hey,
busy.
y'all.
I tried, and it's still because creators were supposed to be able to gift 10 free a month. Now I can't on my channel because I work with brands. Did we get offered to work with brands on Sip Ki? Is that why we can't? Can you on your channel?
I was offered to work with brands, but I did not do. Girl, you know me.
But can you gift memberships on your channel?
So I never looked into it.
So we don't know how, because I just tried to do it.
Can you see if we can gift memberships? Go to
Forte.
that email about brand. Oh, you can't. Yes, you can. Let's see. I talked through the wall.
Okay, I was like,
because his office.
I know. I've been to your house, and his desk is literally against the wall there.
Yeah.
So
see if we can gift memberships on my channel. We got an email about working with brands. See if we can gift memberships.
Because I would like to gift them in this live if possible. That would be great. But I've been trying to figure it out, and for some reason I can't, because I've never done it. So I just went through the YouTube directions, and they were like, when you're live, just click the membership button, even if you're a creator, and you should be able to gift it where it doesn't charge you. But we just get 10 to give away. So hopefully we'll figure it out.
Have you ever been gifted a membership to someone's channel and you're like, I just came here to vote a mess?
I don't know.
I was gifted a membership once, and I was like, girl, I just came here one time.
Was it one of the drama tubers?
So it wasn't a drama thing. It was more so like when all of the stuff was happening with Diddy, and I was like trying to follow all of the stuff. And I was gifted a membership, and I was like, but then the membership stuff was so dark. Was
it to Tisa's channel?
I'm not gonna say no. I love Tisa Tells.
I'm just thinking of someone who covers Diddy regularly. That's not our friend Mims, because he covers all that. But if you got a membership to Mims, you'd be like, awesome.
Also, I do not do memberships for my friends.
I don't either.
There needs to be a way for you to just let your. So I want you to just be a member.
Wait, you want me to be a member?
Yeah, like my friends. Like I would just give you one, Andrew Gabor one.
I wish I could just give them out to people. Like
you don't have to pay for it, girl. Just get exclusive access. But then also notoriously, I do not just I'm not. I will pay you in super chats. I'm not buying a membership.
Me too. I don't think I have a membership to any of my friends' channels. I also don't watch people's channels like that. I make sure to go give you a like, and sometimes I'll pop into a live chat here and there, but I don't. And you're the same way.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't. Notoriously, I'm not watching live. I think the only one I catch live ever is Andrew Gabor. Like I have to be bored during work hours, and then I'll turn on YouTube, and then you're there. But that's because you go live during when I'm working.
I do.
So I can never. It seems like it's very rare that I catch your lives if I'm not paying attention to work or if I'm trying to multitask. But you are normally live between the times that I'm working here.
Yeah, like 3:30, maybe 2:30 Pacific your time.
Yep, and then the girls are trying to, because we have a job throughout all the coast. They want to use up all your time, so sometimes I'm getting off of work. Sometimes now around 6 or 7.
That's too late.
Yeah, but then I'm starting work at 9.
Oh, that's nice.
A.M.
That seems pretty late.
9 a.m. and then I'm leaving around 6 or 7.
No, that's too yeah, that's too late. I think days should be a little shorter.
And I'm salaried.
Oh no, see, you gotta.
I mean, because of how much I make, I'm not that upset, but I am frustrated. I get less time with my family.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So it's frustrating. It's irritating. How was your New Year's? Because we didn't talk about our New Year's.
Oh, we didn't.
No, we celebrated New Year's together. We did not talk about it together.
Oh yeah, no, we went to our friend's house. We watched.
Oh yeah, because your husband was like, "Please get off."
Yep, he was making tres leches cake. He made rice. He made beans. We had tacos.
Can I tell y'all, he was so aggressive, and I'm gonna use the word aggressive, online about Joleen getting up. Joleen got off of live, okay, and we both went our separate ways to celebrate. Joleen was texting me the whole night. Watch this. Did you see? The people are crying. And I was thinking, girl, aren't you supposed to be at this fancy party?
Well, yeah, we were at the party but it's with our friends and they have 2 small kids. And then Shell had to work the next day at the hospital. He had to do a 12-hour shift. So I got home relatively early. We saw the East Coast ring in the new year. Then we hung out for a little bit, but I was in bed by 11:30.
Your time? So that's 2.
Yeah. So I was in bed by like 11:30.
Wow.
But I wasn't like tired yet. And so I did notice certain streams happening because you and I.
And I was thinking, girl, shouldn't you be the way your husband was slapping me around in the comments?
Well, that's why he wanted to get there early because we had to leave early because he's had to work the next day. He has to work at 7 a.m., not 9 a.m. busy like some people.
That's true. And I feel bad because I have the director over me, she's in Mountain Time. And I have no problem putting a 9 o'clock thing on her out. Or an 8 o'clock thing on her calendar.
That's rude.
Says who?
8 o'clock your time?
Yep.
Then if she's in Mountain, it's gonna be 6 a.m. her time.
Okay.
And she's where I'm at 5 a.m.
And wake up.
No, that's rude. That is rude, mister. As a Pacific Coast person, I hate when those Eastern people, they're like, I'm eating lunch, bitch. Give me this. And I'm like, I just got up. You have to give me time.
That's true. You know what I did learn when I was doing a lot of the Big Brother stuff, it's a different world like over there. Like I remember when the Big Brother finale happened and I didn't watch it. No. Yeah, we watched it live, kinda ish, but it was like I want to say it was like 5 o'clock where we were.
Yeah. That's like when you go to a taping.
Yeah, it was so early. And then after, like, the people were like, yeah, so like, what do you want to do? Like, because the night is still young.
Yeah.
And everyone was so chill afterward. It was Celebrity Big Brother.
Okay.
So then we're just like hanging out with the celebrities. And it's just like, hey, so because it's 8 o'clock.
We're at home. I
was thinking it's so stressful. And this is just a note for everybody who's on the East Coast who wants to start YouTube. West Coasters have it much easier.
What?
So do not try to overwork yourself as an East Coaster because
why do we have it easier?
I think West Coasters have it easier because the day starts with us on the East Coast. So you could be like, I'm gonna plan out what I'm gonna do at like 12 o'clock p.m. by your time. It's like 3 o'clock our time. So we've like gone through the day. We're stressed. We need something to stimulate us. And you just got up. And you're like, hey guys, welcome to YouTube. And like we're already stressed. We're frustrated. We're mad. Half the United States is not up yet. More than half of the United States is not even up yet. So you're just dealing with the same people who are stressed, frustrated, angry. Where West Coast, they can get up 9 a.m. Oh, I'm going to do a video today. It's 12 o'clock or maybe 11 o'clock for the rest of the world, for the rest of the United States.
Yeah, but a lot of the like topics and things, you wake up and people are already covering it. They already know stuff that for hours and you're like, oh shit.
So now you have all the information and you're like, so I just watched this video. I read this thing. And it's just like, and you're on the East Coast. You're like, let me be the first person to get us together. Oh God, breaking news.
That's why I don't do breaking news. Like if I happen to get a breaking news, cool, but I'm not chasing that because it's too hard. You see how many videos Kempire puts out? You see how hard he works? I don't want to work that hard.
That's true. And then he's going to go in photo shoots and Kwanzaa thinks he's going on tour again. That man is busy. You think he got a man or a significant other?
You trying to hook up?
With Kempire?
Well, why are you asking?
I just want to know if Kim Byer has a partner.
I don't know.
I wonder.
I don't know if he shares that part of his life. I think I've heard him talk about dating and stuff.
I did hear that, but I wonder if they have a partner.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to find out. A bitchy broke Brooks bald spot. Oh my god, that name says you can't gift memberships if you're under a business. Are we a business YouTube account?
We're a business, but we're not a business YouTube account.
Well, we might be. We might be listed under that. So maybe that's
when we created this one, we didn't even have our business yet.
But I think you can still select that. Like we could have changed it. Lavender Lady, thank you.
Thank you, Lavender Lady,
for saying Happy New Year. Yeah. So yeah, I did send you a couple things, and then you sent me a couple things. We've been we send each other things.
We've been in sync.
We keep up a little bit, you know.
We do. We have definitely been in sync.
But it's too.
It was but you know what was funny is that there was the stuff that we said in the live that happened then right after. The alliteration for me kills me.
What are you talking about?
The alliteration kills me. Taco Tuesdays, Tornado Thursdays. The alliteration kills me.
It's great. And then it's just screaming, and it's just
Joleen, the highlight is gleaming off of my TV. Very pretty.
Thanks. I did just take a shower and put a highlight on. And I I overuse the highlight for sure. 100%.
You think so?
Yes. I know I do. When I put it on, I'm like, it's a little extra, but who doesn't?
But you do it for the people in the back. I
do it for the people in the back. So you can see me all the way at the end of the freeway, wherever the freeway ends.
Amen. Oh, what did you get? Because we didn't talk about this. And I was thinking that we'll do all of this stuff before we do the attendance call. What did you get for I was about to say for Kwanzaa. What did you get for Kwanzaa? What did you get for Christmas or the holiday season that you're like really excited about? Like what 3 things, if you can name your top?
I'm so moved on from that now. It's January 7th. Like I'm so out of it.
Whoa! First of all, my apologies for the people who purchased gifts and gave them to Joleen.
No, I appreciate it.
She really does appreciate them. She's been using them. She really loves them. My God, girl, those gifts are so old.
Well, I'm just moved on from the holidays.
Yeah, but the stuff you got,
obviously not the decorations here. I haven't taken down my tree in here. I did take down my tree in my living room.
Jesus Christ, Jolie said those old ass things. Girl, as soon as I opened them, I threw them in the trash. I was like, excuse me, New Year, me to me.
Into January now.
She's over the gifts already. She said it's January 7th. That pedicure machine I got sold last year. Somebody got me Anastasia Beverly Hills. Girl, I threw all that stuff in the trash. I got MAC makeup, and I was like, ew.
Oh my God. I got some perfumes.
Ooh, what kind?
That I like. I got Nest.
What's that?
It's like a perfume, and it's the vanilla bourbon, I think, or something. Ooh. And then I got a bunch of Joe Malone's from Chell.
Okay.
I can't remember. It seems like a lifetime ago.
3 things that you're like, I'm really excited about. So one was your perfumes.
I don't get a lot of gifts. I mostly give gifts. I don't really get.
I don't like that for you.
Well, who's going to give me gifts besides me and my husband?
Yeah.
Our in-laws always give us a gift.
Okay. Your niece and nephew?
No, I'm like, what'd you get, Auntie Joleen? They're like, no.
My nephew's 2 years old. Well, I mean, this is a parent thing, but I get an ornament every year from him.
Oh yeah. In the past, when I go home to celebrate, they'll give me stuff from their school. When you can go pick stuff out and they give the kids money. That used to be exciting. But
your mom, your dad?
Yeah, they always give us something.
So what did you get?
They give us money.
Okay.
My in-laws give us money.
Oh, it's a us gift, so you don't get anything individual.
Oh, I got a Target gift card. Mother-in-law knows I love Target.
Now we're talking.
She always gives me a Target gift card. They give me a sweater. Yeah. I mean, cash is obviously everybody's favorite gift, right?
Duh.
So, yeah, perfume.
Did we talk about this during the last live? Did you get my Christmas card?
Yeah, we talked about it, and you got upset with people that didn't acknowledge it, and we had a whole
Okay, so we did.
conversation
Okay,
whether you
just
should
making sure.
acknowledge it or not.
I'm just checking
All
off the
right. I have
list.
a feeling you asked me this because you want to tell me what you got. So you tell me what you got for Chris. You must have got something good. You want to talk about it?
Oh no, those shits are so 2024. It is January 7th. I am not thinking about that shit no more. It is January 7th.
What did you get? What did you get?
Okay, so my top 3 gifts were I got an archery set.
What? Why?
Because I love it.
What? Since when?
It's such a stress relief.
Huh?
It's been this is now the 2nd year.
This is the first time I've ever heard you talk about archery.
So
Robin Hood.
My friend has the archery set, and I would always have to go to him to, like, when I'm stressed. I'm like, hey, can I just go in your backyard and like shoot bow and arrows? And so I'm really excited. I
just
got
go in your backyard and shoot bow and arrows.
Well, he's always ready to do it too.
Does he have like a big backyard?
He has a huge backyard. But he has like his archery set, top notch.
Are they like real arrows that could puncture people's skin?
His, yes.
Okay.
Mine, no. So, and then every time I'm like, oh my God, let's do archery. He's like, you know what? Let's roll one up. I got some cocktails and let's shoot some bow and arrows.
Oh, so we're doing it under the influence.
Maybe. Mm-hmm. He likes to roll them up to sell them to neighbors.
Allegedly.
We do that. What else is like really exciting? So that was my first really exciting gift.
Well, Party Rock loves this for you. Party Rock got a pottery wheel. That's a cool gift.
Like,
I haven't done pottery since high school, I don't think.
Come on, Ghost.
Busy, is it a Nerf? Carolyn wants to know if it's a Nerf archery. So you got an archery set, so you're gonna shoot shit on your own property.
I already started.
And you know how and everything?
Yeah. Let me see if I can send something.
What are you, Katniss Everdeen? Like, what is happening over here?
Actually, I am. Okay, so my Google Chrome has been acting up, so I'm about to send you something real quick. Put that on the. So I look fat in this video, but Jolene's gonna show you all the video.
This does not look fat. I guarantee it.
100% I do.
Tammy said very Sagittarius. Busy.
My stomach is saying
he does it while crying, so it's very Pisces.
Zing. Okay, what's up with that? Okay. So I just sent you something
because I have my phone on do not disturb. So
yeah, so see if you can you put that on the screen so
my
people can see it.
God. Okay.
You see how my stomach is coming? I'm coming in stomach first.
To my damn self. Wait, how do I?
What's up? Oh, you bringing my archery set?
Oh my gosh! It does Tay Archer.
I didn't want to show. I'll show them the video, but this is my archery set. They can't really see it, so Jolene's gonna show.
I can see it.
It's too big. Like you can't see what it does.
It looks like Hunger Games.
Yeah,
you're ready for the Hunger Games.
So
I would have never guessed that you do that.
Really?
No, we've never.
It makes me really, really happy.
Archery. That's amazing.
Yeah. The next thing that I'm really excited about is this one.
Oh, Christina Aguilera vinyl.
Of script, the music of my high school life.
Wow. Wanna get rowdy, wanna get a little more Rudy, get fired up in a hurry.
So I'm so excited about this.
Love it.
I told my mom, like, girl, if you want me to use it, you need to buy 2. Because one stays closed and then the other one I use.
One you could frame and put on your wall.
Yes. And I'm good. So you guys are gonna start seeing them up here.
Look at that hot dog.
Yeah. With mustard.
That cracks me up.
Okay, and then the last one, do not judge me, but
too late. That's my name, Judge Judy Jolene.
From Justin.
You're disgusting. That's disgusting. That is what? That is so gross. That is all the chunky highlight. Justin, what even happened to that guy? A DVD? Was it free?
No, I got this on Tay. Okay, so this is my thing. Stay with me, stick with me. I hate tech. Notoriously hate tech. Like I don't even do my own thumbnails or anything.
Well, we know.
I will watch the video first of me doing archery. Look at my stomach protruding.
You look so good. Stop it. You look so good. You're never fat. You're very tall. What are you shooting? Why are you so close to it?
I'm really far, but the angle that he had.
Oh, you like hit it on the bullseye.
No, I didn't. I was so mad. I kept practicing though.
Oh, I didn't know what that was at first. I was like, that looks like a beehive.
Oh my God, I did hit one that was really close though.
Yeah, look at like you hit two that were really close.
Yeah.
So it does look like you're really close, but then
yeah, with his angle show it
looked like you're like right up to it.
Yeah.
No, you're not. I see
his
that.
angle was bad.
Okay, look at you got the stance. You got to work on your stance a little bit, little badass stance. Look at that, Katniss.
It's so much fun.
Gosh. You said, "Oh, that was close." Your backyard is so pretty. You have so much privacy.
It's so great. I love it. I love it.
Well, who would have known that Busy's went full Hunger Games on us? I had no idea.
I didn't tell you. Busy, is that a Blu-ray?
No,
it's not a Blu-ray. So
yeah,
this
Busy's
is
got
thing.
A whole ass balcony. He's got levels to his shit.
First of all, I have it's a modest home.
It's big. Your home is big. The balcony is very big. Like he had his whole engagement party out there.
It's a modest 5-bedroom.
Very big. And he has a lot of land too. And he has a lot of rooms.
But I don't like to get so I notoriously don't like tech and I don't trust it. And this is the reason why. When I was younger, I had a Verizon Envy, which was a phone that you can like flip up. It was like round or whatever, but it used to be able to buy songs and stuff on there.
Yeah, I remember the days of buying songs.
That was when Christina Aguilera's Back to Basic album came out, and I bought all the music videos and the songs and everything else. Then when I decided like, I want to just transfer to like a what was big back then, BlackBerry.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
I lost all access to all the music I had. And I was thinking, this is so
I remember
stupid.
you talking about that and saying, like, if something happens again, you thought, then
if
I
just
won't have
those defunct.
Yeah.
You guys have nothing.
Mm-hmm. Well, I have some CD. I found my old CD case. Let me see if I.
Where is it at?
Okay, let me grab it.
Go get it, Joleen. Go get it, Joleen. I'll keep talking.
Guarini. Oh, I'm so sorry. The disrespect I showed to this man. He's a keynote speaker, a keynote coach, and has been in Broadway too. Thank you, Haru.
Haru, what the hell is a keynote coach? if we gonna be putting respect on his name, what the hell is a keynote coach? Okay, but
just found my CD case recently because found it. I mean, I just transferred it in the back for some reason. When's the last time you've had a CD player?
What? Let's go through ours and see something.
I just kept putting it in the trunk of every car that I was driving all the time.
I have mine. So,
but why did I have it back there? I don't listen to CDs
because you used to do this.
Yeah, but I mean, back in the early 2000s.
Your car doesn't have one now.
I'm sure, but I haven't used it.
I mean, I had Beyonce. So the thing that I want to show, that I'm really excited about, which is one of these, I can't show because it will be problematic.
What? Is it porn?
No, it's not porn.
Okay.
I can't show it because people will be like, ew. But it's like the story of my childhood. But that's the one I'm really excited about. Okay, so I'm gonna say, open up the first page so I can see it.
Me? Okay.
Yeah.
I have like doubles in here, like when you have put one. So I'm trying to, but I have open spots. So I'm like, why do I have doubles?
I just want to pick a spot. So let me see.
Okay.
And so mine has 4.
Yeah, mine has 4 too.
Okay, so mine has 4, and I have 1, 2,
I have so many.
3. I have about 20 pages.
Doubles.
So pick.
Well, let's start on page. Actually, mine has 2 a page. Okay. So
yours is 2 a page.
If it's like a book, I have Oh wait, I have 3 in here. What the heck? Blank. You know when you make the blank CDs?
Yeah.
Okay.
All
So
right.
I
So
have
since you have 2 a page, I'm gonna
Dr.
pick a
Dre
page.
and Silverchair.
I'm gonna pick a
Freak Show.
page, and they're gonna tell you top or bottom. You show us what it is.
Well, show me
You
your
pick a
first one. Oh my
page.
god, I have ones in the side too.
You have a lot of shit. You
Okay.
pick a page, and then you
Break-
pick the number 1 through 4.
What the hell is this?
That is
Thinking.
breakthrough thinking. So
Okay.
Kelly Clarkson, but
Here's one I made. Keep your head up, legs closed, eyes open. To quote Tupac, I guess. Here's just empty. This is, I don't know, it says Cabo Wabo.
Whose tattoo is that?
Live through this. I don't know.
That was a tattoo. That's a tattoo.
I don't know.
All right.
So what's your first page? Here's my first page.
Go to, so my first page is this.
Okay.
One of my favorite games.
What? I thought this was music.
Final Fantasy. My favorite book. Because you remember you can make DVDs too.
True. Okay, true. I might have some in here then. Okay.
So I had a Little Black Book, which is one of my favorite movies of
Brittany Murphy.
And then Christina Aguilera's first album. And then I don't know why Wrong Turn is here.
What the hell is Wrong Turn?
What do you mean? What the hell is Wrong Turn?
Did we just watch that? No, we
The
didn't.
horror movie Wrong Turn.
Who's in it? Remind me.
The girl who's the cheerleader from another school and Bring It On.
No, never saw it.
So what's that one? Silver Chair. And then what's 2001?
This is Dr. Dre, The Chronic, 2001, I think.
Oh, I wasn't listening to rap during that time. All right, so I'm gonna say go to page 12 and go to whatever's at the bottom.
Oh my god, 12. I don't think I have them. Okay. Do we count front and back?
Yes.
Okay. Oh my goodness. What is this? I don't even know what some of these are though, because like what is that?
Your ADHD is kicking in.
Sorry.
Go to page 12.
12. I think I have a total of 12 pages in here.
Okay, so go to the last page. And then you pick one for me.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
What's at the bottom?
Amy Winehouse, Frank.
Ooh, a classic.
And there's the ones behind it. And Blur. And Blur.
Oh, Blur. That is
and it has chocolate and or poop on it.
Who's Blur?
Blur is a band, I believe, from the UK.
Okay. Somebody said a good one.
Oh, thanks. Is that me?
All right, so you pick a page for me.
Yeah, so here's mine.
1 through 4.
3. Oh, and Jolene's birthday party pictures from 2006. Oh, I gotta get on this.
Oh, so wait, page 3, or you have to pick a page and then
3.
a number.
2.
Page 3 and then number 2.
Okay, I get what I'm doing now. Sorry.
1, 2.
Princess still has DVDs too.
3. It's the second disc for Final Fantasy.
Oh my god! And look what Daddy D said. You and Jay. That's his favorite game too.
Final Fantasy 7 is really good. Okay, my next one. Go to page 5. Do the top one.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The Best of Everclear. You can tell I was just like a 90s.
What's
kid.
Everclear? I mean, outside of the alcohol.
The band, Everclear.
What do they sing?
They sing so many things. They sing, I will buy you a new life. Yes, I will. They're out of like Santa Monica, California. The lead singer's name, I think, is Art. They were like alternative rock in the 90s.
I never heard of them.
They sing, Father of mine, where have you been? Then just close my eyes, my whole world disappears. Father of mine, tell me back to the place. Yeah, when I was still your golden boy, back before you ran away. Okay. I was 10 years old, doing all I could. It wasn't even easy for me to be a scared white boy in a black neighborhood.
Yikes. What in the racism is this?
Okay.
Okay, your turn. Pick a page. I have about 20. I have about 20 pages. So pick a page and then the number. 1 to 4.
Page 16, number
Okay.
4. This is kind of fun.
All
I like
right.
this game.
1, 2, 3.
Right? Yikes to that line.
4,
As I'm saying it out loud, I haven't heard that song in so long.
5,
I'm like,
6, 7.
what wasn't easy for you?
8, 9.
Art. Maybe
10,
part of the white
11, 12, 13, 14, 16.
Final Fantasy. Beginning Fantasy.
It is a copy of Ray J's Radiation.
Oh, gross.
If I had one wish, we would be best friends. Love would never end. It would begin.
I couldn't sing
one wish.
I couldn't sing one song of Ray J, I don't think.
You never heard One Wish?
Maybe. Name another one.
Party
Rock says you should play JY online and Final Fantasy.
Wait
what
a
if they
minute.
do?
Oh, just wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. That was another one of his songs.
Nope. I just prefer Monica or Brandy.
Really?
Yes.
Oh yeah, sexy. Can I just
hit it from the front? Can I hit it from the back? Do you like it like that? Okay.
No, that's a different song. No.
Oh, never mind. No. I don't know. There's 2 sexy can I's?
Oh yeah.
No, they hit it from the front. Can I hit it from the back? Do you like it like that? What's the other one?
Sexy, can I just give you my in? He was singing.
No, I wanted to talk about hitting it from the front or hitting it from the back. Do you like it like that?
Okay. Oh wait, no, it is it. Sexy, can I?
Yeah, no, Daddy D said that's it. I hit it first. Can I?
Yes. It is
Princess
it. It is it.
and
It
Daddy
is it.
are telling you.
So that was it. Okay. Let me pick one more. Page. Let's do, if you have a page 10, the top one.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This must be like one of my parents.
Oh, no, you liked it.
Classic rock. There's good songs on here, like good vibrations and Gloria, and then Gloria, and then Wild Thing, dear, you make my heart sing, dear. You make it. I fought the law and the law won.
Your mom was up late at night.
But
now introducing Classic Rock 1996. No, it's a no for me.
I loved Chris Rock in the 90s. This is 1999, one of his albums.
All right, one more for you.
17.
Uh-huh.
Did I say 17? 17, number 3.
Okay.
I feel like I want to know more of what's in your thing, so I'm going to give you more.
Okay. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Some of these I don't even remember.
16, 17. And which one?
Did I say number 2?
Oh, there's some good stuff on here on 17. 2 are movies, 2 are albums.
Oh.
So what was your number?
2.
You guys ready? I'm up against the speaker trying to take in the music like a competition beat against the beat. I'm gonna get in the zone.
Brittany!
I'm gonna get in the zone.
It's Brittany.
Hey, if you really want to party, let me get you ready to I'm gonna take you on. I'm gonna take you on. All my people on the floor. Let me see you. Just wanna see you. How would you like a friendly competition? Let's take on the sound. All right. Was it that album that was really raunchy?
I found The Ring. I do have a movie in here.
Boom. Can I have it? You're not watching it.
Now you got me.
You don't have a DVD player. I have 2 DVD players in the house.
Now you got me thinking I better get one. Because
you guys, if you ever want a DVD player, always and easily go to your local.
I want to know what's on these.
Salvation Army.
Jolene's cool CD. It
That's
clearly
cool
says
stuff.
it's cool, but like, what did I think
Was cool. Okay, I want
Also,
you to go to number
what is
13.
this?
I want for you to go to number
What is
13.
this?
Drew down.
Yeah, I don't even remember
is that
this.
Snoop Dogg on the side?
Can you feel me? Drew. I don't even remember this.
Go to
Drew
page
down.
13 and whatever's at the bottom.
I gotta count front and back.
Yeah, front and back, front and back.
There's a double feature.
Uh-oh.
Too short, get in where you fit in.
Ah!
And I don't know what this is. It's just blank.
They said Drew is a singer.
I remember, but I don't. Do you know what I mean?
Like, oh no, what the house? So Princess with a wig on said that it drew down a good rapper.
Well, then see, it's obviously I have really good taste. So Drew down. But it also has someone else's initials on it. So did I steal it?
Or is that their signature? Is it worth
Did you ever do that at parties when you're in high school? And sometimes you might just come home with CDs on accident.
I never went to parties.
Or college.
In college, I never stole anyone's anything. I was the main.
No, I accidentally. I'm saying not.
It sounds like you stole it. Now you're changing it up. I think the statute.
Maybe you trade it. Maybe you trade it.
All right, your turn.
Okay. Go to number 11.
Okay.
And do number 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, some of these people I don't even know.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This is boring.
What is it?
It was a 2-disc, but the Da Vinci Code.
Yeah, that's pretty boring.
Yeah, none of these are actually cool. It's because it was a 2-disc, so Da Vinci Code, and then American Sweetheart and Cruel and Unusual.
All right, what number?
I'm gonna say go to. You guys put it in the comments, and then so we'll do yours too. So for Joleen, if you want Joleen to search for something, say the number and then up or down. For me, you got to say the number and then a number 1 through 4. Please put a space between, because if you put 13, we don't know what you're talking about.
What page?
So I'm going to say go to page 5 because it's my lucky number, and then go up.
You already did that one.
I did?
What? Yeah. You already have.
Okay, so then go to 7 and down.
That was the ring. But 7 and up is Counting Crows, August and Everything After, which was an album that.
Who's Counting Crows? Beyoncé.
Round here, we always stand up straight. Round here, something radiant. Maria came from Nashville with a suitcase in her hand. Says she liked to meet a boy who looks like Elvis. And she walks along the edge of where the ocean meets the land, just like she's walking on a wire in the circus. She parks her car outside of my house and takes her clothes off. Says she's close to understanding Jesus, and she knows she's more than just a little misunderstood. She has trouble acting normal when she's nervous. Round here, Mr. Jones and me tell each other fairy tales. Yeah, we're staring at the beautiful women. She's looking at you. Oh, no, she's looking at me. Smiling in the bright light. Adam Duritz. He dated Courtney Cox and Jennifer Aniston in the 90s.
That has nothing to do with me.
I feel so old. You've never heard Round Here or Mr. Jones.
No.
1994, Counting Crows, August and Everything After.
I was 5 years old.
We should have been listening to this poetry because my parents took us on a summer break vacation to some national parks, and I was pissed because I was 14. I had to leave my friends, and I made them play my Counting Crows album, and I was like, "You still?"
I was 5 years old. I may have been 6, depending on when you had it. I don't know anything about that.
It's a really good album. Like Adam
apparently, it's me. Kari says she feels that way.
Still to this day, when kindness falls like rain and washes her away, and Anna begins to change her mind. Seconds when I'm shaken, leave me shuddering for days. He said, "I'm not ready for this sort of thing." Her kindness bangs and young, it's moving me along, and Anna begins to. Okay.
Oh, so great! I love so know all the words. Okay, what's yours, and then we have some viewer ones.
20.
Okay.
4.
1, 2, 3,
the heck is this?
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I should have kept the CD
10,
cases.
11,
I'm so stupid.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
You guys know Counting Crows, though, right? Oh, this game is just Cammy. We're looking through our Busy's directions weren't the best. Kelly Rowland.
Said Marilyn Monroe, she put her in the and just in that turning in the show. She could have been a movie star, never got the chance to go that far. Her life was stole. Oh, now we'll never know. No, what was that song with Nelly?
Yeah, so I was just gonna say, what's the Kelly Rowland with Nelly song?
I liked her slow ballad. She has a really good her ballads on this were really, really good. What was that one she had with Nelly though? And she was in the music videos, she was texting in Excel.
Yeah, she was texting
Like,
an Excel spreadsheet.
One of these days we're gonna know.
Dilemma?
It was Dilemma.
How does it go though?
Oh, and no matter what I do, oh, all I think about is you. Oh, even when I'm with my boo,
you know I'm crazy over you. I thought that was Ashanti.
I love you, and
Nelly, I
need you. Nelly, I love you. I do, and it's more than you ever know. Yeah. It's for sure. You can always count on my love forevermore. All right, so let's answer some of the.
That's a banger.
It is. Some of the viewer ones. Okay, so Joleen, they said go to page number 7, top. I feel like I said that.
Yeah, I think you already.
So do the other one.
Maybe I'll do it the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7. Well, this is technically 7. The very best of Otis Redding.
Okay. Why is Atlantic all over it?
Because that is the record company.
I know, but
he was with.
I mean, maybe they used to do that back in the day. Like that's very prevalent. Like it's bigger than his name.
I know, which is sad because that is probably the one concert, living or dead. If I could have one artist come back and see them live in concert, it would be Otis Redding. When I was a kid, I was obsessed with Otis Redding, and I would pretend I was like a lounge singer, and I'd go in my basement and put on an Otis Redding tape or CD and sing it. I probably know almost every Otis Redding song.
That's amazing.
Oh, she may be weary. Young girls, they do get weary wearing that same old shaggy dress. Oh, but when she gets weary, busy, try a little tenderness. Yeah. And then he did all the
That's what I need, a little tenderness. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, yes, she may be weary. Them young girls, they do get weary. I can't do that.
You're kind of, is it just my headphones? But you're kind of, there's a
I keep hitting this, so it's not your headphones.
Oh, it's a static. Is it just me, guys?
Oh yeah, then that's you.
No, Dock of the Bay is best. Dock of the Bay, I was always like, that's so commercial. It's a good song though.
Dock of the Bay is good.
In the morning sun, I'll be sitting when the evening's done, watching the ships rolling. Then I watch them roll away again. Ooh, I'm just sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the time rolling. But yeah, there's so many good. They had a song called Tramp. What you call me, Tramp? And he did a collab with a woman. I don't even know who the woman is.
She was a tramp.
You don't even have a Stetson hat.
It was a tramp. He actually, what I do know about that is that he authentically wanted to get a tramp. So it was so. It was a really good song. Curlin said, Joleen, page number 4 and then up.
It does. Is it just me? Why you're sounding?
Babe, am I staticky?
Is he staticky, you guys? Okay, what do you want? Page 4?
Not me, Curlin.
And then which one?
Up.
Up. Ani DeFranco, Reckoning.
Okay, who's that? Name a song.
Okay, you don't know the feminist icon folk singer Ani DeFranco, who defined basically my teenage years when I discovered the first album I found out about, which was Little Plastic Castles in 1995 or 96.
We went through this already.
And you don't. Why is it staticky for me? Hold on.
I don't know. The people said that I'm good.
Let me change my AirPod. Hold on.
All right. So while she's doing that, I'm going to go to ones for me. Curlin said, busy. Page 9, number 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
She has a song. She has lots of songs. One of her
6,
songs.
7,
Pretty cool.
8, 9, number 3.
Damsel in distress.
And ooh, buddy. So, ooh, and this is in mint condition.
Is it mint condition? In mint condition?
No, it's not, but it's my favorite horror movie of all time.
Scream 4.
Let's Scream 4. It's in
Which
mint
one
condition.
is that? Who's in that
This
one?
This is actually the newest one. This is when they brought in the new individuals, like Hayden Panettiere was in it.
I thought 6 was the newest one.
Well, no, that's when they started to do the newer series.
Got it.
Yeah. So it was a trilogy that now.
Lavender, why don't you say I sound good?
Because you were asking them about me.
No.
Not you saying, does Busy sound good? Yes, he does. What about me? All right.
All right.
We'll do that. I guess we'll do that for some more of our things. But let's get into the movie that we said we were going to talk about.
Also, if you haven't, Lala Muggs mentioned Pretty in Pink. If you haven't seen on Hulu, they have a documentary that Andrew McCarthy made about the Brat Pack. That I've watched most of it. I didn't watch the whole thing yet. But for those of
you, how many people in the Brat Pack do you think were,
well, we're what? Racist?
We're not racist. I mean, probably, but we're grapers. People who used to.
Oh, I don't know.
I always think about, because I actually do really stand. That old like time Hollywood really does. Well, Brat Pack was
not
like
old time Hollywood. That's 80s.
I was
like 10 years ago.
I was not
you were
born. Actually, it was like 30 years ago.
Feels like 10.
Yeah. Well, you were alive then, so
I was born in 80.
I think that was when the last Triceratops fell, something like that.
Sir.
But I think we should start to go through those every time we do a video. I think that would be great, like little shorts. I have an idea, but I'll talk to you after. So let's get into what we said we were going to talk about, which is the substance. So before we get into that, because I'm very thirsty and I tried
we're an hour in and we haven't even talked about what we were going to talk about, but that was fun. And I know some people are wishing we did. We were covering the new drama because they're saying that there's the people that are covering it are awful and more racist and misogynist.
Drag them to hell. So you guys, okay, I have my ice here and I have the drink that I've started to become obsessed with. So you all tell us what you're sipping on, where you're sipping on it from, and then let us know what's your favorite 90s album or movie. What's your favorite 90s album or movie?
A tennis call. Let me know what kind of meat you're chewing on. Is it rare? Is it medium rare? Or is it well done just like my tea? A tennis call. Let me know what kind of meat you're chewing on. Is it rare? Is it medium rare? Or is it well done just like my tea? Just kidding, it's stale and only I get paid.
Yeah, buddy, rolling like a big shot.
Party Rocks has already finished my drink.
She said, been done. Okay, so I am, and I need to crush this ice because it's like stuck together now.
Oh, yeah,
but I am becoming obsessed. Stay with me.
With Archery.
With Starries.
Oh, those are, I think Starry, they have it at Costco. That's how I had my first Starry.
So good.
In the tap. And it's
basically. Sprite's still better. First of all, you don't even drink soda. Second of all, This is so good. I think it's better than Sprite.
And the mark, I think like the overall package too is super cute. I would wear Starry merch. And this Starry is in place of, remember Sierra Mist? Garbage. Trying to compete with Sprite. Sprite, it reigns supreme to me, but Starry's very close.
I think it's so much better.
They did a pretty good job because I think they're probably owned by Pepsi still, because that was Sierra Mist. That was their answer to Sprite, was Sierra Mist. And I was like, Sierra Mist is garbage. Starry
I
is
wonder
so
if these are independently owned. They go on sale with Diet Dr. Peppers, because Dr. Pepper's independently owned too.
Well, it used to fall under Pepsi, and I only know that because my dad worked for Pepsi.
Okay.
But then I think it depended on the state, so I don't know where it lies now because my dad is retired. But
this goes on sale with.
I assumed that Starry was under PepsiCo, but maybe it's not.
It doesn't, like, if Pepsi is on sale, it doesn't, because they have the 3 for $12.
Yeah.
It doesn't go with those. It goes with Dr. Peppers and Canada. Who has Canada Dry?
I don't know. I think Canada Dry is its own thing.
Yeah, those will all go on.
7-Up used to fall under, or for a while, I think it was its own thing. And then it fell under Pepsi for a minute because my dad used to get cherry 7-Up when I was a kid and bring it home, and I would lose my mind. It was so delicious. I was like, because it's just a kiddie cocktail, basically, you know.
So I'm gonna have that. What? I haven't done this.
Bald Spot is Sweet Tea, Colorado. Yeah. Now that's what I call music CDs. Oh, those were freaking awesome. Now that's what I call music.
Quiet on the set.
Oh, sorry.
I haven't done this in so long. I don't know how to do it.
No.
I know what the problem is here. Hold on.
Uh-oh. Princess says water, never say never, brandy, and that's one of many favorite movie, Pretty Woman in Chicago. Hi, Teddy. Lay said, sipping on Dr. Pepper in my home office while working. I don't know what my favorite is, but I've been collecting records recently, and I found some great ones. That's fun. Oh, you busy. Look at the back of the can to see the answer to who owns Starry.
I'm not sure.
Okay. I'll look it up. PepsiCo owns Starry. I like how happy you look at your own ASMR.
It had to sound good. I hope so.
It sounded pretty good. Yeah, I sounded crispy. Put your crispies in the chat if you got your crispy emojis. Now, I looked it up, and Starry is owned by PepsiCo, and it was what replaced Sierra Mist on store shelves, and it's only been around since January 2023. And Pepsi's description of Starry is a soda for a generation of irreverent optimists, and the next choice of the new generation. I mean,
I guess I get it, because it's like, F those big brands. We want this big brand.
Yeah, but it makes you happy. Sierra Mist never made me happy. I was like, that shit, it did not have enough sugar. It was, what kind of name is Sierra Mist?
I love these stars. I was telling my mom how much I love these.
They're so
also
cute.
I do like, I don't know. You guys try it at home, or you individuals try it at home. I love squeezing a lemon into any of my sodas. I put it into ginger ales. I put them into my Starries. I put them in my sparkling waters. I've also started getting like Cold Red Mountain Dew and Baja Blast Mountain Dews. So I put them in there.
That and Final Fantasy is like,
well, I cut down on my
busy.
my drinking. I started drinking like mocktails and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I gone to sugars. And I like them.
Yeah, they're delicious. Lavender Lady says, I have too many favorite 90s albums and movies, but a recent one I saw was oh my God, The Craft is so good. You've seen The Craft, obviously.
One of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah, it's so freaking good.
Because remember, Neve Campbell was my favorite actress for the longest time.
But before then, it was Jennifer Love Hewitt.
No, Jennifer Love Hewitt is the most underrated actress, and she is really great.
Yeah, but she's one of your faves.
I think she's not one of my faves. She's not one of my faves, like at all. But I think she deserves more.
Jennifer Love Hewitt, shit on Sarah Michelle Gellar
because Jennifer Love Hewitt definitely deserves more than Sarah Michelle Gellar.
But why do we got to put down another woman to bring another woman up?
Because somebody has to be on top.
That's not true. I want to be on top. Okay, Tyra, calm down. Carolyn, Lemonade in North Dakota, favorite 90s movie, Forrest Gump. Nana took us to see that in the theater, and it was so good. Mocha
You saw it in the theater?
Yes.
That was a long movie. Do you remember how long? Did you fall asleep or were you like?
No, I was interested.
Really?
Because I was like a teenager, you know?
Yeah.
Mocha Frappe, 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge, Spirited Away. Are those movies or albums?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Cami says San Pellegrino, Blood Orange. Ooh, those are good.
Ooh.
Movie, Perfect Murder. CD, Together Alone, Crowded House. Ooh. Daddy D says, remember in the 90s when movies had amazing soundtracks that were usually better? Okay.
The Bodyguard.
Looking through The Bodyguard. Oh my God.
First of all, The Bodyguard. Second of all,
soundtracks for everything.
Waiting to Exhale. Waiting to Exhale 8. Everybody come to find out. Waiting to Exhale 8. That whole album 8. Count on me through thick and thin, a friendship that will never end. When you are weak, I will
be strong.
Helping you to carry on. Call on me. Oh, it set it off.
But what about Felicity senior year?
That was the orange, the lady with the curly hair who went to go stalk her boyfriend.
Hey, Russell, yeah.
She was a stalker,
between
right?
Ben and Noel.
It was a movie about a stalker.
She was in love and changed her college because Ben said that he was going to New York.
And then she went to the same school.
Totally normal.
I mean, to be honest, as much as I want to hate on it, it's like really the premise of Legally Blonde. So
it's probably the premise of a lot of shows and romantic comedies involving women at the time, probably.
Legally Blonde was just so much better, though. Well, Felicity was a TV show that lasted.
It was so good. Felicity was one of my favorite shows.
Never watched that Stalker.
You should watch that Stalker.
You know what deserved more? Party of 5.
Party of 5, though. Have you ever went back and tried to watch it? I loved Party of 5.
I love Party of 5.
I was a teenager when it actually came out, and I remember when we would have like soccer games. We would have to, you know, sometimes before big games, you would have like a carb load dinner like the day before or so. It was this thing where we'd have pasta dinners as a team, right?
Okay.
But when it would fall on Party of 5 nights, we were all like, we have to eat and run the TV because Party of 5's on, or I got to go home because Party of 5's on. But if you try to watch it now, it's really a bummer.
It's dark.
It's so, I'm like, how the fuck did I watch this?
Well,
probably because it was really once a week.
Show.
But now if you watch it, you're just like, oh God.
It's really depressing.
It's a bummer.
Yeah.
It's a bummer. Okay, I lost some people there with the I have not seen her on. I've seen pictures of her on the new Dexter, but I have not watched. Yes,
she loves it so much. She never watched it.
Mine soundtrack was better than the movie. It really was. That was like it was kind of like when the Friday soundtrack came out. It just like everybody had the Friday soundtrack. Every party you went to, people were playing the Friday soundtrack. It was just, and it was like when Romeo and Juliet soundtrack came out. It came out. I think there were 2 Romeo and Juliet soundtracks, and everyone was listening to it. Everybody had it. It was so quintessential 90s.
Was there? So, I mean, I like the Bring It On soundtrack. Was there an O soundtrack? I loved 10 Things I Hate About You soundtrack.
That was such a good movie and a good soundtrack too.
Julia Stiles, yeah.
She's
and
awesome.
Heath Ledger.
And Heath
I
Ledger,
liked all the white
R.I.P..
people were dead.
You only like dead white people. That is
It's
interesting.
actually kind of strange. And you know,
Yeah.
I love Marilyn Monroe, an icon. I like only dead white people.
You do only like, and then me.
Well, your time is coming, girl.
I know. Now I'm worried. Do you know something I don't know?
I mean, what the universe does.
DJ
so
Love's Full is my jam. Yes. Love
this
me,
movie,
love me,
first of all, can I just say
love me.
this? The movie was great. So you guys, if you haven't, and Jolene's gonna put up what the movie's about, but we watched The Substance together. You all were saying it in our comments during our last video, so we said we'll decide to watch it.
And good thing we did, because Demi Moore won Best Actress at the Golden Globes for The Substance.
I don't know if she deserved, but
she did.
Well, actually, let me say that. Once she gave her speech, I was like, yeah, give it to her.
Do you know that okay, so The Substance is considered like a feminist body horror movie?
Yeah,
and apparently,
to be honest, I feel like they pulled from like 80s aesthetic of horror too.
They did,
especially from at the end.
Yes, from Carrie, definitely. So there will be spoilers. So feminist body horror is a genre that explores the unique struggles of being a woman, such as sexism, self-loathing, and the disconnect between the mind and the body. It can provide catharsis and community for those who experience pain, fear, anger under patriarchy. I will tell you, this movie was amazing, but very disturbing. Very disturbing.
Yeah.
And I think they wanted you to be disturbed by this movie. Going into the movie, I just watched it yesterday. I didn't know. I watched Demi Moore win her Golden Globe. And I thought,
so you watched it after she won?
Yeah. And I thought, wow, this must be good. I did not know it was going to be a horror movie. I did not know it was going to be like
a gore movie.
Horror and a gore movie. So I guess the script is 150 pages. You know how many pages I heard of dialogue were in a 150-page script for this movie? Of actual people talking?
How much?
20.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So this is one of those acting roles that you don't necessarily, I mean, sometimes having words is the easier portion of acting. Demi Moore said in multiple interviews, it was a lot of her acting with herself, and you having to like use your body and fit and everything to, show what you're going through. And obviously a lot of prosthetics.
Do you think she had a body double when like there was full frontal?
No, she said she didn't.
So that was someone else's coach.
No, it's hers.
So
this movie showed boobies.
That was like her body looked like that.
Yeah.
Demi.
The only thing they said about the actress that plays her younger self in the movie, I forget what her name is. Let me look it up here. She said that the only thing that wasn't real were her tots. They made her prosthetic tots. She says she doesn't have those big juicies. Margaret,
she looks flat chested. Her body just gives it.
Well, it's because everyone in Hollywood has to be waif. Talk about beauty standards. So basically, The Substance, is I'm looking for their description.
Yeah, again, it's spoiler alert. If you have not watched, you're hour in this film into this video with us.
Elizabeth Sparkle,
take a pause.
Renowned for an aerobic show, faces a devastating blow on her 50th birthday as her boss fires her. Amid her distress, a laboratory offers her a substance which promises to transform her into an enhanced version of herself. So it was not only this movie takes a look at kind of the the invisibility women feel in society and particular in the entertainment industry, but I think it speaks to like the larger society under the patriarchy as we age, how women are devalued. Our value goes down as we get older. And I talk about this a lot on my other channel, in that you hear these things busy. It's like, that guy, he's a silver fox. Men get better with age. You never hear that kind of rhetoric about women. We don't get that.
He said you have what, 50 years? Yes.
So one of the characters, one of probably the most disgusting character in the show, is played by Dennis Quaid. And his name is
phenomenal
Harvey.
In the role, first of all.
Yes, which some have said might be because it hits very close to home. Allegedly.
Drag him.
But he plays Harvey, and he's the head of a network. So it's kind of when the writer wrote this movie, I think she said 5 years ago. So a lot of people have likened the substance to the new Ozempic craze, but this was before Ozempic was even out. And the character, Demi Moore's character, is an actress who is about to turn 50. So we see her on her 50th birthday. We come into the movie and how her life changes, because according to the gatekeepers, powers that be, under the patriarchy in the entertainment business, like the Harveys, at 50, it just ends for women. You're basically dead. You're not marketable. No one wants to see you. He wants young, hot, sexy. And he's going to replace her. And she hears him say this while she's using the restroom, because the woman's restroom is out of order. She just gets off doing her little aerobics thing, which I guess is based on like Jane Fonda. So a lot of actresses, especially back in the day, they transitioned into like workout videos, like some of your favorite like Bravo celebrities actresses, like Lisa Rinna everybody seemed to have a workout video. And I think a lot of it was based on the success of like the Jane Fonda workout. Obviously, Jane Fonda, terrific actress, then went on to have these, workout series.
Wasn't there another woman, Susan?
Yeah, Susan.
Sarandon?
No, not Susan Sarandon. She's passed away. She was on Three's Company. She
had the hip. Who had the hip thing?
Suzanne Summers. The Thigh Master. So that was like another avenue that actresses could go down and have like a whole, like fitness thing. We saw that on Housewives with Donkey Booty and Stallion Booty with Kenya and Phaedra. So you imagine that Elizabeth Sarandon
was in The Other Wife with Julia Roberts.
Yeah, Susan Sarandon still alive.
Okay, yeah.
And unfortunately, Suzanne Summers not still alive.
Sorry,
but we come into the movie seeing the Elizabeth Sparkles star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. So basically, without words, they're basically telling us that she's a big deal. I don't know why my thing is doing this.
This is cool.
That she's a big deal. And then in the opening credits, we watch as her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame is created, and how over time it cracks and wilts and people walk over it, and the conditions of the, they had snowing, and I'm like, is this supposed to be LA? Because it don't snow.
That's what I told Taylor Bay. I was like, now snow is out of control. There's a lot of those other things that definitely would have happened, but the snow.
Yes, that's a little much. But ultimately it cracks and withers, and someone spills, some guy's walking over and he spills, like drops his hamburger and the ketchup goes everywhere so it looks blood smeared. Right. And then he tries to clean it up with his foot, which I think we've all kind of done that, where you're like, this is going to fix it. And it most certainly doesn't. So right away, we're seeing this woman who was once, Elizabeth, look over here, beautiful and relevant and all these things. Now she's 50. And she's lost it all. Her job,
I love the
relevance.
Imagery of, like Joleen said, they come off of this. She comes off of this like big workout, and then she walks. There's a huge hallway.
Yes.
That just showcases every single element of her career. When she was younger, as she was getting older, what things she did. I felt like they actually used photos of her. Like I saw the G.I. Jane things. But I saw stuff when she was like during her time on Ghost, and like, I felt like they went.
This one right here, that's cut off is like the ghost. So it's all
Yeah.
really Demi Moore. That's what makes Demi Moore so perfect for this role, because if anyone has experienced sexism, if anyone has and been in this business 45 years of experiencing it, it is Demi Moore. Has lived under, you know, the patriarchy and within the entertainment business, because Demi Moore was, you know, as she said in her speech, she was considered a popcorn actress, but she was very successful in the 80s and 90s, early 2000s, and she became one of the highest paid actresses, like movie stars.
That's what she says she never won anything.
Yeah, but she never won. She wasn't, because she was considered a popcorn actress. She was considered like, you could be in these big blockbusters, you know, but you're not going to be in, you know, back in the day, it was all talk about, you know, indie films or films where you really had to test your acting chops. For her, it was like she was the pretty face, but no one really respected her for the craft of it.
She was so good.
She was so
think
good.
of all the films that Demi Moore just was like, you just remember because of her. And when she's got on that stage and said, "This is my first anything," I was thinking, you didn't even win for G.I. Jane?
Nothing. A Few Good Men, Ghost. I mean, she was in so many movies, but she was at once
She
the
cut
highest
her hair
paid,
for that role.
She was once the highest paid actress. And then she soon, having that success as a woman, she soon started to see people turning on her. You know, there was, I remember people, then the narrative or the propaganda being put out against her was she was difficult to work with because she understood her worth. And so if a movie wasn't what she was now accustomed to making, just like a man would, she'd turn it down. But since she's a woman, they decided that that was being difficult and she wants too much. But no one would ever tell a man to take a role for less than he's made or less than he thinks he's worth. They'd be like, yes, you need to, you know your worth. But since she was a woman, she was pegged as difficult. Then she became part of like a very big, you know, couple powerhouse when she married Bruce Willis.
Oh, Bruce Willis. Okay.
Not Ashton Kutcher.
I was surprised when she did that. Or she
that was
him.
Also so, and people looked down on it, but Ashton was 30 when they got married. She was 43. They're only 13 years apart. That's a small gap for Hollywood, but people acted like she dug up herself from the grave to go to a nursery and marry a baby. And we know through watching Housewives and through, you know, years and years of men dating literal fetuses that that is not a big age gap, but people acted like it was, oh my God. And so that then started to define her more than her actual acting, which was too bad, you know? So all the things that maybe we don't think about all the time, the different standards, the double standards that are held to women that are not held to men. So that's why I think Demi Moore was just such a good choice for this role, because she's been there, seen it all. Some might argue, you know, and some have argued that she was too pretty for this role.
Whoa.
Yeah, and they wanted someone that looked a little, because if you look at Demi Moore is just, I mean,
she's gorgeous, but
gorgeous.
I'm about to say something and I'm not going to take it back, but it's going to be problematic and rude. Every time that I looked at her, I was thinking, is this the face that Courtney Cox is trying to create?
Maybe.
Because y'all know Courtney Cox is she looking like the cat lady in some of these photos. And
Courtney Cox looks that. I don't think it looks that.
Look, Google Courtney Cox. Look at her as Monica Geller and look at her now.
Well, but that speaks to this movie, the standards that are held on women.
But I feel like she's aging with fine wine.
She's gotten good work. She'll admit she's gotten good work.
Who, Demi?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Because she looks so good.
Well, that's the thing. The men, even though they might, you know, some of them, not saying they don't get work, the standard is so different for men in Hollywood. Men can age. This is one of the biggest arguments and points that people make is when you look at just parts, like all these actresses coming forward saying, when I was 28, they told me I was too young to play a 52-year-old's wife, or I was too old to play a 52-year-old's wife. When I was, you rarely see an actor and actress who are around the same age playing like spouses. Like you might see a little more now, but especially back in the day, you know, if you would, the man would be 70 looking 70, but the wife can't be over 40. Otherwise you're too old. And also, Hollywood itself, just in the patriarchy, I think it's a message that doesn't only speak to entertainment, but it speaks to all of us women. It's constantly in our faces, all the advertising of looking younger, being younger. There's so much more of that geared toward women.
Yeah.
And if a woman does allow herself to age naturally, people go, what's wrong? What's wrong with her? What happened? Why? Where men, they're like, oh, he's just getting older. He's getting into his, silver foxiness, and men, he's seasoned. And a woman, they're like, oh, she's a hag. Get some work done. But then if you get too much work done, then you hear like from you, like Courtney Cox. So the pressure that these women and women in general are under. Think of the amount, if we compared, Busy, how much I spend on makeup, just the fact that women are kind of expected in society to wear makeup. Yeah. Who the fuck decided that? And why wasn't I there? Because I would have said, let our skin breathe. Your skin gets to breathe every day. And again, as women, we can choose not to. Of course, that's our right. But the standard has been set, and it would be up to all of us to go, F that, fuck your fascist beauty standards and just move on. But we're probably not going to do that because we've been so conditioned to not even like ourselves in our natural skin and natural face. So it's this whole craziness that's why this movie, I liked it a lot, because it spoke to all of that, and not just the entertainment industry, but for all women, and accepting yourself as you age. And now that I'm in my 40s, it definitely hit home for me that, there is a shelf life on whether we're worthy as we get older. They've just decided that as you age as a woman, you're not as important. People.
So what about the ones who make it through that gap?
Who?
Like, or like, this is about to sound bad. Like, there's some actors that I just know as being old. But when they do backgrounds of a lot of these people, I'm like, you've been working for this long?
Yeah.
Like Betty White. Like, I didn't know she was working since she was
Betty White.
Yeah, like in her teens and in her 20s.
It's a big deal.
I only know her as old.
As a Golden Girl.
It's crazy. And then Meryl Streep. She's been doing it for a very long time.
You don't remember Meryl Streep younger?
I know Meryl Streep old. I don't know. I know Meryl Streep with blondish, whitish, grayish hair. I don't know her like young. I definitely only know Steve Martin old. I don't know.
He's kind of always had that.
Yeah, I don't know if they're being young. So how, like, some of these actors make it through that? Like, what's the difference?
I don't know if they make it through that. I think if you talk to them, there was probably a time in their career where they weren't as bookable as they are, because it's kind of like that saying from 30 Rock. Alec Baldwin told, what was her name? Not Tina Fey's character, but the other woman's character. She gained a little bit of weight before the next season of the show, on the show, because it was the show about a show like SNL. Yeah. And he said, you either have to lose 20 or gain 40. There's no in between in Hollywood. And that's kind of true for Hollywood. A lot of women will speak to, there is this time in their career for women where they're just not as bookable. And I think it's probably changed now. I would think, I don't know, but there is, once you then get to that, like, okay, you're old. Like, you've got gray hair. Now you're like, 60 years old. All right. Now we're ready to accept you as an old lady. But that in between 40 and 60 is a very delicate time for a woman in general, because we're, preparing and going through, the change and things. And
time
then
to put her in the grave. You guys got a Coliseum ready?
And then in Hollywood, I've heard so many actresses speak about their 20s and 30s being the time where they felt they were most, bookable. And then there was more age restraint. So I feel like they'll take you old They'll take you young or they'll take you old, but there's
But
no in
that in
between.
between, unless you're Julia Roberts, she's still acting.
Yeah, but what I would be interested to see
Say what you
she
want to say.
thinks.
I want you to act like you about to disrespect Julia Roberts. I'll come to the screen.
No, I would never. I was going to say, I would love to hear what she thinks, though, about. I think
Okay.
it's different, too, when you are. I mean, I guess I don't know. I would be interested to hear what.
I would love
she
to hear
thought,
what she had to say. Yeah.
about this. But I think pretty much every
And
woman in
Sandra Bullock.
Hollywood have spoken on this and the parts that you're able to play. Because, again, if you can't play the wife to a guy who's your age because it's going to a 28-year-old or a 31-year-old, but you are, 46 and he's 46. And they're like, no, you're too old to play the wife of a 46-year-old, even though you're 46.
Get your grandma looking at. All right, so she gets fired from that greasy guy, and then she gets the note to the offer to be a better version of herself.
So she gets fired. Everyone's saying happy birthday, it's her 50th. She's walking through this hallway, like Busy said, it has posters of all of her successes, and it's like definitely a representation of her life and her career. And you see her get to the end of it, and there's no room left because she's hit that 50, and so she's
Not
at the
even
end
in
of
the
her career.
bathroom.
No, so she overhears him saying, "We need a newer actress. We need a young and hot," and talking about someone who's like fertile, talking about her fertility, like breaking it down from her looks to her fertility to her worth, like everything. So then she gets fired. They go out to dinner. So I love this representation of like the patriarchy as a whole. And these men are the men who decide, because this is very similar to how Hollywood looks at who decides who lives or dies in Hollywood and who
Give
makes
these
it.
men a top hat and they look like Monopoly. It just looks
it's
ridiculous.
It's obviously satirical, but it's also very somewhat true. So then she's taken out to dinner by this Harvey, head of the studio, nasty, definitely based off Harvey Weinstein. He's eating, he fires her and tells her it's over at 50, babe.
There's a type of directing. That's what I meant to ask you. Like, what is this? Because they really focused on his chewing, his smacking, his teeth,
gross.
his mouth. But isn't that a type of like?
I'm sure it
art?
is. Yeah, like a type of
because they exaggerated it so much. Like, you need to be younger. These girls are gonna get out of here. You understand? And but they really focused on his nastiness. And to be honest, I feel like he doesn't have on makeup. Every wrinkle is there.
They definitely tried to make him. You could see the juxtaposition between him and Demi Moore. Demi Moore is sitting at that dinner looking beautiful. Her teeth are very white. And that I think is a representation of what it can be. He can be the head of the studio, be nasty, eating all sloppy, be wrinkled. He's got literal yellow teeth you can see as they're filming.
Look at that ugly ass
Demi Moore. Yeah, and then Demi Moore is sitting across from him, this beautiful, talented woman, and he's not good enough, but he gets to remain in the business, but her life is over because there's him, and then here she is watching him. And if you just look at just their teeth alone, so this movie, it visually, it disturbs you, and it makes all the points it needs to make. Like, it doesn't need a ton of dialogue, because you look at Demi, and she's clean, not chewing. I mean, this guy, I think they said Dennis Quaid, not Randy, that's his brother. He ate like so much shrimp to keep, redoing the scene. And they have him, like Busy said, smacking the shrimp, sucking the heads, stuff's dripping, his yellow teeth, and Demi's just watching him. And then he's like, okay, I got it. And he sees someone else, very Hollywood, like a Hollywood goodbye. Okay, bye, babe. So she's fired. On the way home from being
look
fired.
At her, looking like a goddess.
A goddess. So on the way home, and that's why I don't think Demi is too pretty to play this part. I think this just speaks to like what a high standard is held to women.
Yeah.
And then you can be like what a lot of people would think is enviable by many women. Demi Moore, even Demi Moore at whatever age Demi Moore's at, just looks so good. And still you're not good enough. So she's driving home and she sees them tearing down the what are those called?
Billboard.
What are these signs called? The billboards with her on it, because she is this household name, Elizabeth Sparkle. She's a movie star. She's a brand, and they're tearing it down. So as she's watching them tear it down, she gets into a car wreck. And the car wreck, Busy, it was, however they filmed that, it was like you were in it.
Yeah, it was serious.
She was like, and you see her long hair and she's flipping in the car. So she's at the emergency room.
Not a scratch.
The doctor
As
says, not a
old
scratch.
as the people try to make her seem,
Not a scratch.
not a scratch.
However, the doctor's like, all right, we're done here. She starts crying. Because everything, the culmination of it's her birthday. She's been told she's irrelevant in the business that has come to define her. You know, now she's old, irrelevant. Her life is forever changed. She's in this accident. So she's crying. And the doctor's like, well, gotta go. And what looks to be a nurse, a cute little gentleman nurse with a mark on his hand tells her there's one more test. And she was like, well, the doctor said, I'm done. And he starts inspecting her spine.
Right. He's like, no, you're not another test. Take off your blouse.
She's like,
to me, I was thinking,
what?
Don't touch me, sir. Just one more test. He said we were done. No, just one more test. And I was thinking, is this what women have to get? This man is just about to touch me. And I'm like, I thought he said I was done. No, just I'm going to take off your shirt really quickly.
And then he says, you're a good candidate.
Yeah.
A candidate. And she's like, huh? And so then she leaves the hospital and she's always wearing this like fantastic Dick Tracy. It reminded me, bright yellow jacket.
Yeah.
That was it was a trench coat, like a wool trench coat. She's always wearing it. So she leaves there, digs in her pocket and sees that someone left like a USB drive that says substance on it.
Oh my God. I thought it was a vape.
When she put it in her computer, did you still think it was a vape?
No, then I was like, I would never have thought that. But can we talk about how when she leaves the hospital before she sees the number, there's a guy outside who she used to go to school with.
Yes. So that guy I want to talk about, because when she looks in her pocket, she sees this USB drive. It says the substance, and it's wrapped in a piece of paper. And the piece of paper says it changed my life. And she's like, what the hell? But before she can, really react to what she found in her pocket, she hears Lizzie. And as Busy's saying, she runs into a gentleman. I forgot his name.
Me too. It doesn't matter.
And he said, from 10th grade homeroom. And I'm thinking, 10th grade homeroom? No one is gonna.
Yes.
He's like Richard or whatever his name is. And she's like, okay. And he's like, you're still as pretty, the prettiest girl in the room. So he has these wonderful things to say about her. And she's just like,
she can't receive it.
She can't receive it, but it's like the one person this whole day, as she's been told she's irrelevant, ugly, old, over, washed up, who sees her as beautiful no matter what. And he's like, maybe we could get a drink. And she's like, I don't know. So he writes his name down. And just like Cammie's saying, the set design, everything about it, even the piece of paper he writes it on, it was like his blood work. And he goes, don't look at my whatever A1C levels.
Don't worry about that.
Don't look at my cholesterol. But even that, it drops in like a puddle of mud, and he picks it up in a hand. So everything's like dirty and bad, because she's in this phase of her life now where that's what she's kind of seen as. I think that's what they're kind of saying there. And so I thought
it was more so of the, like, this is just regular life things. Like, you run into Steve from homeroom. He's like, oh my God, you're so gorgeous. Oh, I don't even have a pen. Let me write on something. I don't even have anything. Let me just get, like, this is what regular normal people go through. But that's not what she's chasing and idolizing. So this looks so yucky and low down to her when it's everything she needs and everything that she's chasing.
That's a good point. That's a good point, Busy, because all her character and she as a person really wants is someone who sees her no matter what she looks like, as beautiful. Someone who really doesn't matter if she's 50, 60, 70, 80, 100. He
He'll
just
hand
sees her
over
as
his blood
beautiful,
work just to give her
right?
number.
And so it looks like she's not gonna do this. But she takes the number,
Yeah.
and she puts it in her pocket, and then she goes out that night to have some cocktails, and she's at a bar, and she sees this younger couple, and she's drinking the martinis. She's drinking them
down, boots
down, and then she sees this young couple, and again it's like her by herself at the bar. No one's hitting on her. It's this young blonde and this young guy who are like flirting, and it's again her staring down everything she needs to be to still be relevant in this world, but she's not. So she goes home and she's throwing up, and she just feels worthless. And so she pulls out the substance USB drive, puts it in her TV or whatever, and then it plays. And the beginning of the movie shows us these 2 eggs and the eggs multiplying. And then in the video, they talk about, do you ever want to be your younger self, your best self, beautiful? And then it shows that with this substance, you can be basically 2 people at once, but you're one person. And it's a cellular division. And if you want this, contact us and you'll be beautiful. And they talk about how it will release another version of yourself, the better version of yourself, the prettier, the young version. And she says, okay. So she picks up the phone and calls them and says, I want to do it. And the guy who answers is just like, hello.
I was talking to Teddy Bay about that though. Can you imagine how annoyed he has to be? Some people are calling because they want to join it. The other people are like, oh my God, they stole time. Girl, we don't care. Do you want to keep going? Go.
Yeah, he's like, what do you want? And like, it's no customer service. It's kind of like, okay,
please,
you meet me downtown. So she's got to then she has to haul ass downtown.
Yeah.
She's got her shades on. She's got her Dick Tracy coat on. And she's, it's bright outside, LA day. And she goes to the address they give her. And it is like a back alley, trash everywhere, a cockroach, like extermination kind of poster there. And she puts in the code or whatever, tries to open the secret door in the alley. And it barely opens. So they're even making her crawl, like that representation of making her crawl under this alley door to get her fix for her to be beautiful. It's like crawl rat
how
under.
desperate do you want to be? Because throughout the film, and we'll get to this, she makes this walk several times. But her first one going there was just like, should I? This is not the right child. By the end of the movie, that lady was going.
She was running there.
It's like, how much do you really want it? And that taste of youthfulness and fame and all of that stuff got to her as you saw her go more and more to it. But the first time, she was like, do I duck under it? Am I supposed to?
Yeah,
everything
trash.
Very scary. But child, when she was trying to get to the pushing people out the way. I'm gonna get another story.
And so after crawling under the door, through the trash in this back alley, she finds this room which looks like Amazon lockers. Okay. She got to the Whole Foods part, but it's a very sterile environment with these lockers, and she's number 503. So she opens up her locker, and there's 503, her package. So she takes her package home and goes through the directions. And basically, you are given an activator, you're given food, you're given the parts and the pieces you need in order to use this substance. And so she gets naked, like Busy says, in front of the mirror, kind of inspecting herself. Like, I'm going to do this. She has to inject herself with an activator, which will then split her cells. There'll be a cell division, and there'll be another younger, beautiful version of her that'll come out of her. And when I tell you that this process was so freaking creepy, and graphic. Her spine basically opens up, and the younger version of her comes out of her spine, and then she's unconscious, and this new younger version of her, but they always make sure to say, you are not two people, you are one person. So that was my struggle throughout the movie, is wondering, well, will she experience the same experiences as her younger self that she's created?
Can we talk about that? Can we have a real conversation about that,
Yeah,
Joleen?
because I don't know if
it's unfair, and you're not one. You're not one, because it seemed as if, and we're gonna get to that part. One, the way that Joleen described it, her, the younger version of of Demi Moore's character coming out herself is way more great. When we say to guard yourself accordingly, I was not prepared. This is akin to like 80s horror. Think of like the Centipede. Like it's really that gory, the beginning of horror. We'll talk about before
her back just opens up.
It's really nasty. So this is like gore. Think before Carrie. Think like the beginning workings of Centipede. Think about Frankenstein, like that horror, early horror, which is what I loved about it, because I think it had several different elements of all types of horror throughout all of the years. I saw Wes Craven. Just it's a lot. But anyway, that being said, what made me very frustrated throughout this film is that they kept saying you're going to be a younger version of yourself, but you are still one, because they weren't one. They were not one. Like, yes, we have to share the same cells and everything, like Joleen talked about, feeding each other and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, you do what you do, and I do what I do. And
but there must have been
a memory about what you did and what I did.
Well, I thought maybe there is an element where she remembers, but I was talking to Hype Man Husband Chell about it because he watched it with me. And I think what it is she might not be experiencing it, but she is experiencing it because of what she sees. So outside of her window, she's able to see the billboard that once was her has now become the younger version of herself. She's able to see on the TV. So it's almost like that is her way of experiencing the success of her younger self.
You need to write my ass a note and say, this is what we did on these 7 days. It did not make sense to me. I'm sorry. I think that's the only thing that I was frustrated about with this film. We're not one, because if we are one, because what do you get? If you're Demi Moore, what does Elizabeth gain from being the younger her if she doesn't get to experience being the younger her? Like,
I get what you're saying, but she's experiencing it through watching her younger self, who's a representation of her, through when she is awake. So basically what they do is
you're doing great, Kim? Is it like Kris Jenner?
Sort of, yeah, sort of. So she's 7 days on, 7 days off. So she births through her back her younger self through this, and
her younger self on her back.
And when she is her younger self, then herself, her of age, older self is sleeping. And then for 7 days, her younger self gets to run amok and do her thing. Then she's got to come back.
She's sedated. She's not sleeping.
She's sedated. And then she's just cheapy. She's sleepy. And then her younger self is sedated. Then she lives 7 days. And when you look at the difference in the way they live, the younger self immediately hits the ground running. She goes out and that's how you know they're connected, is because she could take any opportunity she wants to, but her younger self that is birthed goes out and gets her old job. So they basically put an ad in the paper, which Elizabeth Sparkle sees, which is also another reason she leans toward the substance. And it's like, we want, a younger, hot version, a new Elizabeth Sparkle. Like, she's done, she's dead, even though she's not dead. And so this new version,
heartbreaking to see.
this
Even
younger
sadder
version
that you have a newspaper.
goes out and goes for that same job where
There's
she can
a
go for
lot of
any
ass
job.
in this film.
And so she gets hired immediately by the Harvey creep. And now the hallway, all the pictures of Elizabeth Sparkle, Demi's character, are all taken down. And she auditions and they immediately hire her and they create a show called Pump It Up. And it's this new workout show that's hypersexual. Where
You have some of the moves.
No, you could probably do them.
Girl, I know you're telling a lie. You saw how I was doing that archery.
It was just, I mean, it was all grinding, all bumping, all grinding. It was all boot. Yup, it was booty pop, booty drop.
So what is this workout?
And so it was just very, hypersexualized, obviously. Now that she's younger, where Elizabeth, it's like that new generation, So this is activated while she's sleeping, or they're sedated while 7 days on, 7 days off. There's food, and they're basically told, like, you cannot go past the 7 days.
7 days
you
on,
are young,
7 days off,
yep.
No exception.
No exceptions. Well, of course, we know there's going to be an exception because that's how the movie is going to get interesting. So what, how they're
this
spending.
Reminds me of, and I wanted to pull this up because I was thinking these things are not around anymore. But I'm about to show you something because they are around. Give me 1 second. I'm about to.
Well, they are how they're spending their days too. So, like I said, she's out younger. Her names herself Sue, and she's out getting parts, and Hollywood's loving her. Meanwhile, I saw that on Twitter.
This is the new show, basically, that she creates.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Demi Moore, Elizabeth Sparkle, she stays at home, and she's just sedated. She feels she's too old.
Oh, which they switch.
Yeah, once they switch, and it's now Elizabeth Sparkle's week to be alive, she doesn't go anywhere. She stays at home. She eats. She's like eating her feelings. She's watching the Home Shopping Network. While Sue, the younger version of hers, named herself Sue, she's out there getting all the roles and getting loved for just being young and beautiful. And Demi Moore's character, Elizabeth Sparkle, she doesn't feel that way. So when Sue comes back from being sedated, it's her 7 days on. They're able to kind of see the remnants of what each other did during their week. And Sue starts to be like, what the hell? Like, she starts looking down on Elizabeth Sparkle, thinking she just sat here all week. You can tell. And she made it because they show, just without words, they're able to tell such important parts of the story, because you see the indent in her chair from Elizabeth Sparkle sitting there for the entire week in her house watching the Home Shopping Network. Or you're able to see all the plates of food and things that later in the movie she leaves out. And Sue is just like, oh my God. It's kind of that thing that I used to think when I would go out when I was young, and I would like go to parties or going out with my friends. I'd see my parents home on like a Saturday night. I was like, you poor old fucks. Like, oh my God. And now being, 44, and if I get to like,
you look like
home,
a poor old fuck.
Well, now I get why they wanted to stay home. Like,
there's too much stuff going on outside. But you know
what? Me to go to a party. I want to be in bed watching Dateline with my husband and my dogs and my cats. That is a really good night. But Sue is looking at it like, oh, she's pathetic. She's wasting her life. Now, granted, Elizabeth Sparkle is the extreme of that. She's definitely not leaving the house.
This is what I got from their separate scenes. One of the things that I said to Teddy Bae when it first started, and they said these 7 days, the first thing I noticed is that, one, it's her birthday. No one's around her celebrating her. Thank you.
Because no one celebrates a woman. That's the point. No one's celebrating a woman over 50.
So no one's around her. Nobody's celebrating her. So, because my first thought was 7 days being gone, that's a long time. Nobody's going to check on you. If I was gone for 3 days, my house would have been raided. So 7 days gone, nobody's going to check on you. That's kind of wild. But with the younger new young lady, people are trying to be in her house and at her house throughout the whole entire film. They wanted to know what's going on. You want dinner? You want dates? Hey, girl, do you need me to get you?
Even that creepy neighbor guy.
Yeah, she had people there all the time. And Elizabeth never had anyone checking on her, looking to see where she was.
And that tells a lot.
Going on with her. So that's why she became a recluse.
Well,
because no one even cared about her.
Yeah, into the theme of the movie that you are no longer relevant, important, or sought after when you're a woman of a certain age. And so it definitely was like a representation of that and that point in the movie. But like Busy's saying, even the creepy neighbor. So somehow, Sue, the young one, is like, I need to create a room. So here's the bathroom where it all kind of takes place. And even the bathroom is so telling because it's so white again and sterile and there's nothing in it and it's all just white tile. But
I love this bathroom, by the way.
So much is happening in this bathroom, but it's just so stripped of any humanity, which I guess plays into the theme and stuff. But she's like, you know what? We need a place because they're just leaving each other on the floor when they're sedated. They're naked on the floor.
And they said, "Can we get y'all a chair?
A pillow? Yes, something.
A bed.
No, there's like no furniture.
If you're one, can you imagine the care that I would have given to myself and knowing that I got out of myself?
Right?
They would have been on the pillow plumped up.
You would think. So instead, Sue, the young girl, she figures out how to cut through the wall.
She said, "Is this
make a whole other room?" Like she's like this. But while she's doing this, she's like, sawing through the wall, making a door, making like a secret door in a room where they can be when they're not on. So when has to have her 7 days off, they go in that room. And I think it's because Sue wants to have people over. She's young. She's like, I want to party. She wants to hook up. So ultimately, she makes this room. Now the neighbor, he starts yelling. You can hear a guy's voice like, I haven't been able to sleep in 3 days, lady, because he thinks it's Elizabeth Sparkle. Mm-hmm. But when Sue, the young woman, opens the door, he's all of a sudden, he's like, oh, I just wanted to see if you need any help. And I think it's great that you're
I thought you were that old decrepit lady. Where did she go?
Yeah. And that speaks to how women are treated, how, their value, they're devalued because you're basically holding their value to their youth and their beauty or perceived beauty under the patriarchy. And so they can just be dismissed. And you see this a few times in the movie. You see it with this guy, and then you see it with the guy in the motorcycle. The way, and you also see it with the Harvey character, the way Harvey treats Sue compared to Elizabeth Sparkle, obviously so much better. She's fawned after, like Busy was saying. Everyone's just jumping at her. The way this neighbor was about to yell at Elizabeth Sparkle, a 50-year-old woman who he deems like, whatever, I don't want to fuck her, so I don't gotta treat her nice, to how he treats Sue. Totally different. And then Sue ends up bringing home which starts the downward path of them breaking the rules of the substance. She brings home this guy on a motorcycle and they're like hooking up, but it's her time to wrap it up and go into sequester in the bathroom. And so Elizabeth Sparkle would come out and Sue's like, now I want to get some. So she activates herself again. And they say you're only supposed to do the activator once because when it's your time to go and the 7 days are up, you got to go. They got to regenerate.
So what I loved about it was there's a word I'm looking for. It's being lost on me, but for a lack of a better term, she has to, each person has to suck some of the juice from themselves. Yes. And it's 7 days worth of it. Mm-hmm. And if you go past the 7 days, from the spine.
And it's only from Drew Barrymore's character spine.
Demi Moore,
Drew Barrymore, Demi Moore, whatever. One of the D words. Demi Moore's character
but
spine.
What I loved about that was that you're sucking life out of that person more and more. And I think that was what they're not getting, but was being showcased. Yeah. This movie is so deep, it needs to be studied in like theater classes and colleges. you're sucking life. And it's like, I need more time being a young person. So I'm just gonna suck it from this older person.
Because it doesn't matter from you, because you're irrelevant and you're nothing and you don't matter.
But it does. But as a young, it does. But as a young person, you know how people say, get your dinner work done. Make sure you keep up with your health.
Go to the doctor.
Are you going to the doctor? Make sure you have your 401k. All of these things that you're supposed to do and think about when you're young, you don't think about until you're old. So
and then you think, why didn't I do that when I'm young? It's the way that we like, you better get sleep. Don't smoke cigarettes. Don't drink too much. When you're young, you're like, I'll deal with that later.
Who cares?
And then when you get older, you're like, I should have eaten better. I should have probably not drank so much. I should have gotten more sleep.
And she's going to become her because she is her, because you're one. But as a young person, you don't even think about it. So you're just sucking more.
So it was very realistic.
Yeah, you're just sucking more life out of yourself.
So she stays past the 7 days, like Busy's saying, by sucking more out of Elizabeth Sparkle's spine, more food, so that she can stay awake longer than she's supposed to, and she can then, you know, hook up with this guy. So when Demi Moore's character Elizabeth Sparkle finally wakes up and it's her 7 days, now Sue has went over, she realizes that she has her finger is like old and rotted.
Oh, thank God I was muted. Sorry, my dogs are barking outside and there's a snowstorm, so I'm thinking, what are they barking at? Girl, you got a photo of that?
I'm looking for it right now.
Oh my God. But this was a great indication of what me and Joleen was just talking about. What you do when you're younger,
this is a bad photo.
Don't do or think about is going to affect you when you get older.
So all of Sue's, you know, mistakes and things,
decisions,
are gonna affect Elizabeth Sparkle because they're one person. So she's like, "What the hell happened to my finger?" So she calls the substance and she's like, "Hey, it's me, Elizabeth Sparkle." But to them, you're just a number. So she's like 503, and how do I reverse this? I think she must have accidentally went over the time, and they're like, you cannot change what is done.
Do you want to stop or not?
And then they ask her if she wants to stop.
We can't do anything else for you. 228
503. Because at any time she can stop. And what would happen is her younger self will disappear and she will stay whatever she is at that point. So there's no correcting it. So if she would stop that day, it would just stay like that with her finger like that forever because the damage is done. It's kind of like in like the time travel movies. You know, if you mess up the space-time continuum, you might mess up your future.
Way later.
Life, yeah.
Would you have stopped? So knowing her mindsets, Elizabeth's, do you think that she would have continued doing this for a long time had Sue never messed up? Or do you think she would have gotten to a point of self-awareness and refinement that she would say, you know what, I'm ready to stop? Like, is this something that you can stop?
I think no, I don't think, because it's if someone defines themselves by this in the industry you're in, and this is the most important thing to you, and you're told all of a sudden you're not a relevant human being, you don't matter, you're shit, and it's only going to get worse. But you can have this substance, which then you have the ability to put your younger, beautiful self out there. I think there's an addictive. Are you going to sneeze?
I thought I was going to. And it's my favorite thing to do. I really hate when I don't sneeze. It's my favorite activity.
I've never heard that from
That's
anybody.
not even
I think I've heard you say that, but every time I'm like, oh my goodness.
It's my favorite activity to do. I love sneezing. I know that's weird, but I like.
No, it's just funny.
Tater Bacon can say it. Like I love to sneeze, and I actually get frustrated when someone stops my sneeze. It is normally people are like,
stop it.
"Are you about to sneeze?" Yes, girl, I am. And I was just at the precipice.
Because I was like, why doesn't he turn his camera off? And clearly, you like it. You want other people to see.
Well, I didn't think this one was gonna go as deep it was going to go, but if it was, I was gonna turn my camera off. The only time I don't like sneezing is when I'm driving. It's the most dangerous.
Yeah.
I'll end up like Elizabeth.
Yes, exactly. So no, to answer your question, I think she would have kept doing it. I think there is that addictive quality that she's, she doesn't like herself. She's conditioned to
Would
believe
you have stopped
she's
here?
not good. I would have hoped I would have stopped, but I don't know.
You think you would have started?
I don't know. Because it's like, I don't know. I don't know how I would feel in that same situation. I understand this movie is also so, we were talking about this a little bit in the beginning, but it's so sad because there is this feeling that you feel as an aging woman where you where you don't feel like you feel like you're seen as kind of less human as you age, and
Yeah.
all of these things within the patriarchy that we might take for granted now, that we might not take for granted, but that we might benefit from, of being young and attractive and the way people treat you. Then when it stops happening to you, the things we might look past,
Mm-hmm.
then you really are like, oh, and just what society itself says to women as they age, and just how devalued you feel, and how you learn as you're getting older how many things about women's bodies and perimenopause, between menopause, and how understudied so many women's health issues are.
Yeah.
And just the current state of the country is just, can tell you all you need to know about how we feel about women and how we're taught to feel about women. So there's a lot of internalized misogyny. So it is so sad, because you do feel that there is a part, and I don't want to speak for every woman, but women are in the chat and they can say whether they feel this too. But I think there is, like, the youth, it we covet the youth. We just, which it makes no sense if you think about it, because you can't go backwards. Science time tells us you can only go forward. So you would think, if we all would think about it, and you want to live a long, healthy life, we would treat people better as they age, because we know we're going to get there. We would actually look at aging as something to be respected and celebrated, rather than something to hide away in a nursing home. We would talk about these things. But if you look at our society, here in the US, it's even hard for me to talk about, now with my husband in the medical field, talking about aging and sickness and dying. It gives me a huge amount of anxiety, because I think a lot of people are afraid of that, dying, because it's that sense of the unknown. So you would think, though, as a society, if we're all headed that way, wouldn't we change the narrative,
A
flip
lot
the
of
script,
cultures
and
do. A lot
say,
of cultures like they
and
appreciate their elders.
yes, and wouldn't we want to do that? But instead we go the opposite way, and we covet that young, and we basically hide away old people, and we just don't give a shit about them.
Yeah.
So I think that's the most heartbreaking part of this, is just how true it is, and how the woman who wrote this, she actually had those feelings. I think she said, like, started in her 40s, and she felt such a rage and anger about the way women are treated and viewed in society as they age, and she wanted to showcase that. And I'm like, girl, you showcased it, because you didn't only showcase it in Elizabeth Sparkle, you showcased it in Sue, because there is a female rage which we don't get to see very often in our entertainment and arts, that is so raw and, like, beautiful to see, because you're told, just like the things we hear throughout the film, like, it's better if you smile, and you're kind of, where men can get angry and they can act out because they're men, and that's what men do. But a woman acting out and a woman having, like, pure rage is still seen as, oh my God, calm down. You're hysterical. You're all these things, where men are
It's the
powerful.
Ozempic. Took his hand out.
And they're leaders. And so but it's heartbreaking, because you think, like, that is, and you do, as I get older, I do feel like we as women are almost getting, like, erased from society a little bit. I know that
No.
seems melodramatic, but it's just within, just within anything, whether it be the media, advertising, it's just not a positive image. We're not encouraged.
Yeah.
We're told to, like we were saying earlier, if you look at the money and things I've spent on like skin and youth and all these
anti-aging.
The anti-aging movement is, oh my God, what a crock of shit. But it's marketed to us from young. I mean, we see women now getting Botox and all these things they don't need as preventative.
Yeah.
Like,
also, you all women, if you haven't already, look at these class action lawsuits, because the people are, if you have purchased anti-aging products, there's a lot of class action lawsuits out here now.
Yeah, it's just
you can't turn back time. You can't turn back aging, and it's false advertisement to say that this is anti-aging. Girl, I could put this cream on my face and a day goes by.
Right? And just that saying, you saying that busy, it's called anti-aging. It tells you everything you need to know. We are a society that is anti-aging.
Mm-hmm.
We're not embrace aging. We're literally like no, stop it, shut it down, make it not happen. And it's like, what does that say to you? I mean, you get, until you see, I mean, people think about this stuff, or I can just speak for myself. I'll think about this stuff, but then when you see a movie that is so blatantly putting in your face, you're like, oh yeah, that we really are a society that just is like, don't age. You can't. And especially if you're a woman, don't age. And we don't grow old gracefully at all. And we're not encouraged to. So it's crazy.
So is there a, because we've been talking about this for a long time. Is there a moment of the movie? So I think we've already talked about how she sucked life from the other woman.
So ultimately she starts taking advantage of Sue is sucking life from Elizabeth Sparkle to the point where then Elizabeth wakes up.
It's herself again.
Finger. Yes, that's her same person. I'm speaking as if they're two different people.
Yeah.
But in the movie, it's two different
they
bodies,
operate as
but
two
it's
different,
the same person. So then one day
they didn't even try to communicate with each other. I'm sorry, I'm thinking too much into it, but it was frustrating to me. That was like, write a letter. Say you ugly, like write her a letter.
They wrote letters to each other through.
Better not take another fucking day from me, you nasty, fugly cunt. Like, write something down and then put it right by your body and say, I'm now about to go and you read this next. You fugly. Do not take another day. Actually, when I was alive, I talked to a shaman. And he said, if you take one more extra day, we both die. Do something like that. They took.
But would that even work? Would that even work to someone like we talked about, Sue's age? Well, I think they left clues and things because they started sabotaging each other. So once, as you see here, like this scene early on with Sue looking down onto Elizabeth Sparkle, and you see she had to sew her back up after the birth of her. It's a whole thing. But then they start kind of sabotaging each other. So now Elizabeth Sparkle is waking up and a whole side of her face has aged drastically. Her knees have aged, legs, her hair is now gray. She's lost her hair because Sue keeps sucking the literal life out of her and going past the 7 days to the point where it's now months that she's leaving Elizabeth Sparkle in the state. And then Sue she runs out, right? Isn't it? She runs out of food or
you know what?
Stabilizer. She runs out of stabilizer.
Elizabeth, knowing what the hell happens to you if you take more than you should, Elizabeth never once tried to steal that woman's youth. Never once. She got angry about what she was going to look like when she got older. I mean, when she woke up. She was angry about what things were going to be messed up, what foot she couldn't have or whatever. She never, ever took an extra day for that girl. She never stole her youth once.
Could you think? But she wouldn't. Or well, I guess she could steal from
She
her, but it
could have.
wouldn't go on. She wouldn't then get younger.
She
Her
wouldn't get
older
younger.
self.
She would just have more days. But if you were really angry at your younger self, I would have taken 14 days. And
see what happens.
Then you wake up like I did and then see what happens. But I think she never even wanted to risk the youthful her having one imperfection.
Yeah, because it was her. And she coveted her youth and her beauty that much that even though it was killing her, to try to go back to that, which is true and definitely a representation of sometimes when you get like plastic surgery to look younger, sometimes it makes you look worse. But we're willing to put ourselves through that with the possibility to look awful or to die under the knife. Kanye West mom.
10 days. I would have gone to the 7 day and I would have said, I'm gonna show her.
I know you would have.
At least once I would have been like, oh, do you see this finger right here? I'm still in the extra day. Like I would have done it because sometimes you gotta threaten the girl.
Yeah, it is interesting what you say though, leaving like literal notes, because there was some posters, but I think it was that bike guy saying, "I'll pick up my bike," and then how he was trying to have sex with Sue, but then Demi gets in his way. He's like, "Move, bitch!" Like,
I definitely would have had sex with the guy whose booty was all up and through our screens.
Which one?
The naked guy. So right before the New Year.
Oh yeah.
His cakes, mommy.
Hairy.
I would have
hairy cakes.
eaten. Oh,
they were hairy.
They were. I would have had a field day.
McHoya 33, thank you so much for becoming a member of the channel. We appreciate it. So ultimately, Sue has to keep doing the what is it called? The stabilizer. So she has to keep taking, and which is basically aging Elizabeth Sparkle rapidly. But then she runs out of stabilizer, contacts the substance company, and they're like, "What?" She's like, "Hello, it's 5:03. I need more. I just needed one more," because she's about to get this really big opportunity. The network loved her so much. Her gyrating workout was so popular, the Pump It Up, that she now is going to host the network's New Year's Eve for that year. And it's tomorrow. And she's completely left Elizabeth Sparkle in that room to basically rot away. And she's sucking, like Busy says, the literal life out of her, but she's out of the stabilizer that she needs to get from her because the well is dry. You have sucked, Elizabeth Sparkle dry. You can't get anything else. So now she's like, well, there's got to be something. And he's like, the only way to regenerate is for you to go into your 7-day kind of hibernation. She's like, I can't. I have something to do. So she's got this guy over, like Busy said, with the hairy cakes, and they're about to go to sleep because she's got a big day tomorrow hosting. But if she goes and regenerates, then she's going to miss the New Year's hosting gig. But if she doesn't regenerate, she's going to fall apart and die because she's bleeding and they get this ringing in their ears and she can't survive without this stabilizer. So ultimately she has to go into the bathroom, lock herself in, go into the dark hole, and, has to let Elizabeth Sparkle reemerge. And when Elizabeth Sparkle
put a sticky note on that lady's chest. It's our big day. You don't want to ruin it. Stay in here. I just need to generate a little bit more. There's a hot guy outside. Like, say something.
But when she reemerges, Busy,
girl, nasty. It was giving the Goonies.
It was. I'm trying to find. I have a screenshot of it here.
Y'all remember the Goonies? It looked
Baby
like
Ruth. Yeah, who said Baby Ruth?
It looked just like the man in the Goonies.
She had a hunchback. She lost all of her hair. It was. How come I can't find? Oh, here we go. Oh my God. So this is Demi in all the prosthetics she needed. Here, teeth rotted. She can barely move, just completely hunched over like an osteoporosis, just horrible. And she's just like, my precious, like looking like Gollum from The Ring. Poor darling. And the guy's like, "Hey, babe," he's naked. Like, "Hey, babe, you coming to bed?" And finally, he's trying to open the door. He's like, "Let me in." And finally, Elizabeth Sparkle's like, "Get the fuck out!" And he's like, and he runs because he gets scared.
Because it's like, who are you?
Yeah, you're really good at that. So then she's got to go down to there. She contacts them, and she's got to go get the food and shit. Right? She's got to go get the package. And so she covers herself up and she
Ran
goes
to the place.
down, but it was amazing. Like, even though she was like, blah, blah, she was so fast and so strong.
I told you, as the movie got, she was running to that thing. When she first got there, she was like, "Oh, excuse me. Oh, so dirty. Oh, child, when she looked like this, running to the place. It got faster and faster.
This chick, so dragging Sue, so she's pissed. They've already done, obviously Sue has sabotaged her, and she has tried to sabotage Sue in like binge eating, and Sue's gotten pissed. Like, she would eat a bunch, and then Sue pulled like a chicken bone out of her ass. It was.
What does that say about how much they're one? And even the telephone operator kept saying, like, stop saying they, stop saying she.
It's
like,
you.
You're one.
Even the way we describe it, I'm saying it like two different people, but they're the same damn person.
Yeah. So how did you feel about they are themselves? Like, they're one entity, and they treated each other like crap. Like no bed. Like we talked about, no bed. Didn't give each other any care when they were asleep. The young lady dragged her body into a black hole. Then she's dragged her body around around the condo. Like, they just never cared truly about each other.
I think I see what you're saying, but
what was the directing or writing around that?
I think Elizabeth Sparkle cared more for Sue than Sue did for her, because it was how Elizabeth saw herself. She only saw value in herself, like society told her, when she was young and beautiful. And you see this when Elizabeth decides, when she contacts them and, like Busy says, runs down to get the box because she wants to. They're like, "Are you ready to end the process? Like, do you want to terminate?" And she says yes. So she runs down,
out of here.
And what'll happen is Sue will cease to exist, and then Elizabeth Sparkle will remain in her current state. And she's just like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it," because she's just like, I can't let her do this. If she goes and has her 7 days one more time, I'm gonna be dead. So I need to terminate her. So she gets the termination. She shoots it in Sue's chest to ultimately kill her, but then she brings her back. And so that to me shows that even though she's so mad, Sue wouldn't do that same thing for her. Her younger self wouldn't do that for her older self, but her older self will do that for her younger self, because she basically breaks down and says, "No, you have to come back. I need you. I can't do this like this, just me." And so in the process of trying to get Sue back, she has to reactivate her. And they very clearly state, like we said, you can only activate once.
This scene, so first of all, poetic, because what Joleen was describing is that they did give you a terminate valve. And all you have to do is push it into the young. What Elizabeth had to do is push it into Sue's bloodstream, and then she's gone. She got to almost done, and then decided she didn't want to do it. That messed up the continuum. So then Sue kind of wakes up. Elizabeth's there. Sue sees the valve that's not empty, but it is almost empty.
So they're both awake at the same time.
Yeah, she realizes that you just tried to kill me. So the continuum's messed up. They're both in the same world. They're not supposed to be in the same world. They start to fight because Sue is mad that you just tried to end me. And Elizabeth saying, I was trying to save us.
And it was the Matrix level fighting. Like, they were throwing each other across the room.
It was disgusting at one point. And I think what made it more gruesome, and again, y'all, if y'all haven't seen it, it if you've eaten, please guard yourself with a bucket.
I was eating dinner while I was watching it, Busy, and
You're crazy. You're a masochist.
I didn't know. Chell had just made. We were having soup. He made a salad. He had squash. Like we're trying to eat a little healthier, and it was delicious. Then all of a sudden, I was like, I
cannot do it. Not during this meal.
I could. Yeah, it was early on that I was like, I couldn't eat the whole rest of the night. Like Busy says, it got so gruesome where Sue begins to beat Elizabeth so badly and her head into the mirror. And she's already, aged rapidly. And then she's just to the point of like, she wants to kill this woman. But then
I didn't understand because you're you.
But then she has like that, I think that realization like, oh shit, we are one. So she has to let up a little bit. But it is gory.
It's disgusting.
And they show you everything.
It was disgusting.
It's the sounds, yes, Sue H.
Pushing her head in and slamming it through the ground. It was disgusting. And I was thinking, this poor old goggle, it just really was disgusting. And then during that time when all of this stuff was happening, and I didn't get the symbolism during this part. Okay. I got it after it all happened, but in the midst of it, I don't understand the symbolism of like, I'm going to kill her and now I'm going to be me. Like, you're going to.
She can't. The symbolism, I think, is she cannot exist in her old state, in her older state, without her younger self. She needs her. But
she kills her, or at least to the brink of death.
Mm-hmm. But that's just showing the amount of pain and how women, are pushed to the brink of death and looking worse than they were before, just for this idea, this semblance of youth again, to be in it, to look younger, to be viewed that way. She needs that now. It's no matter how bad, it's still better than being old and irrelevant. No matter how bad her younger self treats her, ultimately she treats her.
And she didn't even still, or maybe she never thought or didn't think or care about what happens to her younger self. Or like we were talking about earlier, it's all going to be okay. Because we're not thinking about, go to the dentist while you're young. Oh, who cares?
Well, her younger self didn't think about her older self at all. Like you said, Demi could have took more time. Elizabeth Sparkle could have took more time off of, but she didn't. Because again, the most important thing was the youth and the beauty was the younger self. So then she goes, Sue goes because she has to go do this. The New Year's thing. So she heads down there, but she hasn't regenerated fully. So she can't. She can't. So she's there. Yeah, she's killed the older self. So she's dying now. And she starts losing her teeth. Like her teeth are literally falling out. Her nails.
Disgusting.
I closed my eyes during the nail part where she's like pulling her nails off. The teeth full falling out. And they're like, Elizabeth. And she is stopped by the, patriarchal representation of the powers that be and all the men.
Yeah, that photo that you had up with everybody looking, all of the Monopoly men.
I gotta
she's in her stall. The girl is breaking down piece, body part by body part. She is disintegrating. And body part by body part. But she's like, I have a show to do. She's lost her teeth, her nails, and she still has to go out and Shirley Temple this thing.
So they stop her and they're like, Smile, hey, I want to introduce you to the investors. All the old guys in the picture I just saw, like, smile. Well, she can't smile because her teeth are gone.
Gummy McGummerson,
and her nails are falling off. And then she just goes, smiles about. He's like, that's what I'm talking about. And then some young hot women walk by there, like the showgirls at the show, and they got the thongs on. And then he gets distracted and turns around. So then she's able to run. And at this time, she's got ringing in her ear. It's hard for her to see because she's literally dying now, but she wants to get this gig. And then her ear falls off. And so she's holding her ear. A guy's trying to talk to her in the elevator. It is just a mess.
This happens for real, y'all. This is not a joke. Like, this is what's happening. This lady's falling apart in front of our eyes.
She's falling apart. So what does she do then, Busy?
Oh, I can't remember. She runs. She runs back
home in her outfit. They're getting ready for the New Year's show to start, but she runs home in her outfit.
And you saw the people behind her, perky titties.
Yep.
Young, vibrant. Everything that she started off looking like, all behind her. So she runs back home. She tries to get into she runs back. She ignores everyone to get home so she can get a little bit more.
She activates herself again, doesn't she? Isn't that what she does?
Yes. So the activator is one use only. So what she was thinking, because she's young and dumb,
I'll regenerate.
I can't take more from her because there's nothing left. Because she tries to suck more out. It looked like dirt and grass when she took it from her older self. So she says, "Oh, you know what? I could just start the process over." So she takes the little bit of activator that Demi Moore's character uses in the beginning of the film and tries to start it all over again. Now remember, the activator creates the process of making you a younger version of yourself, but you're one.
So it splits you.
The original her split into someone else, and now that split is deciding to split.
And split. And split. And split. So releasing all of these versions. So now
number 9.
When you think, oh, well, she'll just get like a younger version and she'll be now the old version. Oh, no. What is created is now known as like the Eliza Sue monster or something. Mm-hmm. And it is grotesquerie.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll show a picture of all of a sudden they got heads and ears and face and places, and it's like the Blob. And then Demi Moore, Elizabeth Sparkle, is in the back of Sue, who's like a mutilated Sue. And then Demi Moore's head and face is just perfectly in the back, like out of her back. She's got tits over here, tits over there. At one point, she births a tit out of a hole in her body, like a whole boob is born. It's so graphic.
Gruesome.
She's going to get to this. So she covers this with a picture that hung up in Elizabeth Sparkle's house that Elizabeth had like thrown her, that sparkly, what are those called? You shake them up. Snow globe. She threw it at in the picture that Sue had taken down. But basically, we're just going back to Elizabeth Sparkle in her prime. Mm-hmm. You would consider this picture. So she puts the picture on top of her now gruesome face and heads out the door. So it's this picture that was hung up of like what she's trying to get back to. So, and really she thinks, well, this will work because I'm going to go in front of all these people and they're just going to see this. So she's got her mutated big body, hauls out.
It looks disgusting, y'all.
To the New Year's show and is in front of a live studio audience with
and no one seems to, and I don't know if there was a symbolism there with all of this stuff that maybe it's like all of the work done on how you're changing and mutating your face. They're like, oh, that's Courtney Cox. But
Courtney Cox.
no shade to her. I love her. But they're like, oh, yep, you can go through. This is you.
Yeah, she's able to get through. and she
looking like what
stands
Joleen showed y'all, looking
in
like
front
that
of this
monster.
crowd, and then people are like, huh? And then the mask falls, and it becomes like, they took, it looks like they're paying homage or whatever to lots of different movies, especially Carrie.
Yeah,
Then
for
there's
sure.
like a bloodbath, and the audience like, they're all gonna laugh at you, and the blood rains down as the audience turns on her and says monster, and starts to go to attack her, ultimately hitting her head off, and it splatters like it's just, and blood, it is just a bloody scene out of the movie Carrie,
which I loved, because it's like all of this blood is on your hands.
Yep.
You
And
all
it is,
made me this
yep,
way. I had to keep cutting myself and changing myself, and I'm now this deformed person with these. If we're looking at real life, lip injections, cheekbones, surgeries on my neck, my chin, my boobs, my whatever. All of this blood that I've shed to look as great as I am, to stand in front of you all, is on your hands. Which is why, possibly, now that I'm thinking about it, why none of the security or anybody said anything, and they let her through without issue, because that happens just in Hollywood, girl. You didn't look like that yesterday, but go ahead. Because this is what they want to see anyway. They hired you.
You see what you want to see. And
they hired you, girl.
Put the mask on.
You didn't look like that yesterday. Your lips look kind of crazy, but I don't work. I just work here. Go ahead, Courtney Cox. Go on the stage. And then that's what happens. And then now they're like, oh my God, you don't look good. Oh, you look disgusting. Girl, y'all made me like this.
Exactly. Thank you, 9. Great movie review. 10 out of 10. Thank you so much. So it is just like, oh my gosh. And then there is, so someone comes up and she's getting attacked. They're going to kill her because she's a monster now, according to them. And they knock her head off, but the Demi Moore's Elizabeth Sparkle face in the back lives, and it slides off of the body. There's blood everywhere. Even the hallway that's a representation of her career and her life, she slides down there, and ultimately
this part was predictable, though.
Back on her star. And the creator of the movie, the writer, she said this is the time where Elizabeth is actually happy, because she's back on her star and she's back kind of where it all started, but it's just a bloody blob of her with a face that just then is run over by a street sweeper.
Yep.
And she just turns
and
to
they just clean it all over.
And they clean all over to then,
because your image needs to just be perfect and clean. That's all we want.
Go about another day. But you know, one thing we didn't talk about, and then the movie ends, but it ends like this, and it's just such, it's a nice kind of not a nice bow, but I don't know,
y'all heard
not
it here
good
first.
But a
Joleen loves patriarchy and misogyny. She was like, first of all, they
put the button on it. They put a button on it. They tied it all back together, where it's tragic, but they tie it back together nicely, but not in the nice way you'd think. Anyways, but Joleen it's tied back.
10 out of 10, and she hated how Elizabeth acted. This Hollywood, baby. Get in and get out, you old ass.
From the beginning. But I will say one thing we didn't talk about, which is the saddest part of the movie for me, was when Elizabeth finally, this is before she turned into the blob, before Sue started taking more years off her life. It's the date. So Sue at that time had only done it once, where the finger had turned old. And, you know, we know that Sue was not leaving the house. Mm-hmm. She deemed herself like not deserving of like a life or to go outside. But she decides that she's going to call the guy she ran into early in the movie and take him up on that drink offer. So she gets the phone number out and calls him. He's so happy. So she's at her lowest. She feels totally like she doesn't exist in this world anymore. No one finds beauty in her or her as a human. And she calls him and he's like, he keeps saying, I'm shocked.
I can't believe you would even look this way.
And so they make a date and she gets ready and she looks beautiful.
Amazing.
Now remember, this is the 50-year-old age that she's told that, oh, you can't.
She looks amazing.
She looks amazing. But Busy, I don't know if this is relatable to you, but I guarantee women in the chat, this scene was tragic because it was so fucking relatable. How many times in my life I've gotten ready and to go somewhere or something important, and she keeps going back to the mirror, putting on more makeup, changing, redoing her hair. Nothing's good enough because you don't feel good about yourself. You don't feel like you look good. There's all this pressure.
Her by, thinking about that stuff.
And she looks gorgeous, but then she's like, oh no, I have to go and I have to change my hair, because she goes over and she checks on her younger self, Sue.
Well, she doesn't check on her. The billboard's in her face.
Well, the billboard's in her face, and she does open that back door and still sees that her face is that youth, that thing that's coveted, that we're all searching for, the anti-aging. And despite her being such a beautiful woman, it's still, she feels disgusting and ugly. So then she puts on more makeup, takes makeup off, puts her hair up, puts her hair down, puts her hair back up, to the point where she gets in this fit of rage, which I would be lying if I haven't been to the point where I wanted to do this or done something like this, of like, I've had panic attacks, even like getting ready before. And it like, not so bad now, but especially when I was younger, I didn't realize that. And I think it's a multitude of reasons, but she just starts rubbing on her face because she's like, I can't do it. I can't go out like this. And I think we've all kind of felt at one point maybe not good or not beautiful, or we felt invisible, or we felt just this feeling of like, I can't do this. I can't go out in public. And she has this to the extreme where she's just like rubbing the makeup into her face, smearing it. And ultimately she takes it all off and misses the date. And we see him texting.
Because throughout this whole time, not one person has called to check up on her to see if she's even okay. Girl, you've been gone for 7 days. Your mama. This is the only person in the whole film who wanted to pay her attention. And I was thinking, take your old ass out. And she did. It was just.
But haven't you ever felt that down, that ugly, that worthless? You've never had a feeling where you're like,
drag me. I don't know why you had to say it like that. Have you felt so ugly? Yeah.
I mean, I know you're beautiful.
Yes, Joleen, I have. I felt like a raggedy old.
The one that were really is when she was about to leave. You know, she had her cleavage out, then she covered up her cleavage, then she put on more makeup, then she tied her hair back, and then she goes to turn the knob to leave, and she sees her reflection in the doorknob, and that's not a good view for anybody.
I don't even know why you even use that.
And she just is like, I can't do this. But you even at this, I would go out looking like this. But again, it's how you feel as an individual. It's not.
It's giving Nightmare Before Christmas. But who looks good in the doorknob?
A lot of people saying so relatable. It's me. Carrie says, yes, so relatable. 9 says she said by the end of the day, her face was very raw because of how many takes she did rubbing the makeup on and off. I think as women too, there's been so many times I put on makeup and then I'm so pissed because I'm just like, it then like it's doing something to my skin I don't want it to do. Like maybe my skin's a little dry. So then the way, especially as you're aging with makeup, the way makeup sits in your skin and how the things that, women use, like especially like under eye stuff to get rid of like bags or dark circles. As you get older, you have to use a whole different, they haven't even perfected. Apparently there's one that keeps getting marketed to me, but I can never remember the name, but they haven't really perfected it for older women, because the more under eye makeup, the more it sits in your lines and can make you look older. So if you look at women who get like the beat, whether they're going to go to like some kind of show or they're on TV, if you look close up, that makeup just sits in your fine lines now, because they make the makeup for the youngins, and then they go, we do have this one makeup, this Il Maquillage, and maybe one other one that's for old bitches, and then Laura Geller, we make some older.
Yeah, anything for the 40s and up.
But yeah, it's just it was so relatable. That feeling's not relatable to Beautiful Busy.
It is relatable.
Right? Sang says such an unnatural standard society has burdened people with. So this scene, she misses the date. He's calling her to be like, are you running late? Are you okay? And
he was the only person who checked on her throughout the whole
just
film.
think about also how many opportunities or things in our lives have we missed or not taken because of this standard that we are held to and that we believe in and that is put upon us that seems so stupid. But how many times, even myself, when I've gained weight and how, you and I were talking about stand-up, and I feel like I would be out live performing so much more if I felt good about myself and the way I looked and my weight. I totally would be out more. But when you don't feel like you want to feel, or you feel ugly, or you feel fat, and then the worst thing for me is having to see pictures that are taken at shows, and then people tag you in them and you're like, that's not me, is it? Oh, it is me. Because we're so hard on ourselves. But all the opportunities and time you're missing for what? For me to then look in 10 years and go, that wasn't bad, because that's how I was even 10 years ago when I was super skinny. I remember moving to LA. I was the skinniest I'd ever been. And still I was just like, oh my God, I'm not skinny enough. And it's like, well, when are you going to be enough? So that's why this movie, and even Demi Moore's speech, I think spoke to a lot of people, because when are we going to decide that we're enough?
What did she say? She said, you'll stop measuring your life when you put down the
measuring stick.
Yeah.
And so to me, that was the saddest part, because every woman I know holds that measuring stick and has since we were little. I look at my niece. She's 10. They have the measuring stick. Things that are marketed towards them that aren't marketed toward my nephew. The things they're already thinking about and seeing on TikTok and Instagram, and the videos and the ridiculous beauty standards already are there and already exist. And how much it makes me sad to think how much that will inhibit these beautiful young girls from living their best lives and having the best experience. So I think Demi Moore was doing a interview, maybe on Seth Meyers or something, and what advice she would give to her younger self. And I think she gave, just a paraphrase, I think she gave something similar to just not be afraid and just go out there and make mistakes.
Yeah.
And
you're going to get old no matter what.
Yep. And you have to just live your life. Yeah. So, see, I think a lot of women feel this way. That's why I don't like the camera. People are like, well, how can you sit on YouTube? Well, on YouTube, I can control how I look from angles. And then if I'm naturally laughing, then my chins come out stuff. But for the most part, I can kind of control what I look like. When I'm performing on stage, or someone else is taking pictures of me or video, I can't.
You come out looking like this.
Yeah, they're like, isn't this a nice picture of you, Jolene? And I'm like, not really. Not really, So
no pictures from the front row.
Yeah, it's so hard when you don't feel good about yourself to go out there and do all the things,
I'm with it. I thought it was a great film. I gotta go to bed. So I think what I'm gonna do, if you don't do it first,
that was a
good I'm about to go to sleep. I think we should cut this into 2.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you do it.
Okay, let me do it.
I pulled the pictures.
Yeah, you're so good. You're so iconic.
You're iconic.
Oh, thank you.
That was a good scene, though, when she's watching her younger self on the talk show and talking back to her.
Oh, yeah, when she was making all the food and stuff. Yeah. Stuffing that turkey, that chicken.
Carrie, yes. The saddest part is when I was young and the prettiest I was ever going to be. I never felt it. It's sad. I just wish I knew then. You look back at pictures.
Also, Carrie, you don't know if that was when you were the prettiest. So how about you do me a favor and do yourself a favor and shut the fuck up. Okay? You don't know if that was your prettiest. She might have looked better, but I heard she got around. You're older, you though. Asian like fine wine, baby.
Fine ass wine.
You never look better.
it's very hard not to beat yourself down and be happy with yourself. The movie sounds very symbolic of life. It's true. And I think that's it. That's what makes it so relatable. Thank you, Carrie Hawkins, for the super chat. I think this will be a modern day Citizen Kane level. And Christina, thank you for the super chat. Christina Byington says, haven't seen the movie yet and took gummies, and watching this feels like I'm on acid.
Girl, do not watch it on acid.
It would freak me out. I've never done acid.
Don't do it on shrooms. Don't do it on acid, and do not take a gummy. You need to watch this good and sober.
Yeah, I couldn't even watch it eating food. So
exactly. You want to close us out?
Yeah. So you guys, that is our substance review. Thank you, Busy. We'll separate this because we had like a whole hour before then. Shout out to all of our super chatters and new members. McHoya 33, thank you for becoming a member. 9, thank you for the super chat. Cami Hawkins, thank you for the super chat. And Christina Byington, thank you everyone who joined us live and for hitting the like. We appreciate that. And the subscribe. We are looking to do Tuesdays in 2025. So far we've done one Tuesday.
It's only been one Tuesday.
But we did last week too, which was New Year's Eve, which technically counts too.
Yes. So we've been up.
Tuesdays we'll be here.
Yep.
Talking and covering all kinds of different things. And if you guys put it in the comments, if you want us to watch a movie and break it down, or watch a television show, or talk about any subject, we're open to it. We just love hanging out and being here with you guys. So thank you so much. If you're not already, maybe become a member of the channel. But if not, we will see you next Tuesday. Because what, Busy?
You already said it.
Oh, because...